5 gifted. I admit I have no idea how gifted subs work. So welcome. Welcome. Okay. Wow. I don't know how these work, but thank you. German Genshin reference. I don't know. Oh, did they sub the actual video in English? Okay, I'll turn these off for a second. Wait. Volume up. There we go. Okay, if it's subbed, I'll turn them off.
欢迎各位旅行者来到须弥。
It is
经历
not
了漫
subbed.
长的筹备阶段，原神的3.0版本与草之国须弥终于要跟大家见面了。可以说啊，须弥地区的开放有着
There he
非
is.
常特殊的意义。一方面呢，旅行者们可以前往新的国度进行探索；而另一方面，草元素的加入也使得原神的7元素体系最终完成。在之前的旅途中啊，大家也听到过一些有关须弥的传闻，在那里等待我们的会是什么样的文明？旅行者又会有哪些奇遇？草元素又会给冒险增添哪些新鲜的体验呢？那么今天，我代表原神项目组的所有同学，诚挚的邀请旅行者们一起来看看须弥的风景吧。
I think Twitch gets subbed manually for a reason.
The Dendro Archon
That
is
looks
known
like
as the God of
Honkai.
Wisdom because her consciousness is directly connected to it.
To the people of Sumeru, she's not only a symbol of wisdom, but also of power and kindness. Unfortunately, she disappeared in a great calamity a few hundred years ago. The sages later found the newly born Dendro Archon and whisked her back to Sumeru.
It's Lesser Lord Kusanelli's birthday. Nilu's Dance of Subzerus is about to begin. The most important performance at the Subzerus Festival.
The goddess of flowers began to dance. Countless beautiful Parisaras began to bloom wherever she stepped.
I don't know what that is.
Though we're just tiny people compared to the divine, we still have to do our best to make sure that the birthday girl feels loved on her special day. The stage is going to be even prettier when it's festival time. I can't wait for you to see it.
I have questions about how they know when her birthday is.
Trainee Forest Ranger Caller reporting for duty. Hi! Fly!
Is it bad that I kind of miss her bandage outfit?
The withering has been recorded in Sumeru for millennia. It's said that it originates from the depths of the world. I'm afraid we rangers will be battling the withering zones here for a long time. Many plants in the rainforest are already in decline.
You know, we already heard his voice once before, and it's still not what I expected him to sound like.
Let's nip that in the bud. It's called an Akasha Terminal. It's a tool produced by the Academia that utilizes the legacy of Greater Lord Rukkhadevata.
You may use an Akasha terminal to connect directly to the Akasha and access any knowledge you need.
The divine
So where's my
knowledge
sister?
capsule should be up for a secret auction within the next few days. Use it, and you'll gain the wisdom of the gods. I need you to find someone, a traveling merchant.
What kind of products do you seek, my dear customers? Shazam!
Also not at all what I expected Dory to sound like.
It really sounds like something big outside of the city is being hidden on purpose.
Mark my words, our God shall return. All will suffer retribution together.
You all saw that just now? The Grand Sage ordered us to stop the performance.
Maybe they see Lesser Lord Kusanelli's birth as confirmation of Greater Lord Rukkhadevata's death.
Aren't you ashamed of pursuing such frivolous and meaningless activities in this land of knowledge and reason?
This device, it's extracting energy from the ley line.
It looks like
Shocking.
he used the divine knowledge capsule.
The Sub-Zero's festival.
I love the digital stuff in a fantasy world.
What's happening? Oh, come on.
Oh, that was interesting, actually. We'll talk about that one. This guy's back again. I thought he was dead.
To continue the Sub-Zero's festival at this point. I don't want to get everyone in trouble.
We don't have any more festivals to waste.
Are you really so ignorant? Or are you just living in complete
The world forget.
Okay, we're gonna end up watching this like 6 times.
在今天的节目中啊，我们邀请了原神的 IP 负责人小罗浩来到现场，来跟大家聊聊有关须弥的一些情况。
旅行者们，你们好呀！很高兴，也很荣幸和大家再次见面。
须弥可以说是备受期待啊！一来呢，我们终于在草之国迎来了草元素；另一方面啊，我们也将见识到一个全新的主
I am
题。
so excited for tree lore.
那么须弥大概是一个怎样的地方呢？
相信不少玩家朋友已经在游戏中遇见一些来自须弥的人物了。如果大家还有印象的话，他们大部分是各式各样的游学者，出现在各个国家，进行着
Mourn is a
形形
word,
色
but
色
it's
的
spelled with
学
a
术
U,
研
yeah.
究。这些朋友就是须弥给大家的第一印象。须弥在提瓦特大陆上的定位是学城，它能让众多学者和各种年龄身份的研究者，不约而同的去神往。而须弥城就坐落在须弥东部的大片雨林之内。3.0 版本，我们旅行者的故事呢，也将在这
I
片
can
新
turn
设
the
的土地
volume
上
up if
展
it's
开。
too low.
通过走进茂密的植群，或者说是漫天的黄沙，旅行者们会一步一步的去了解这座智慧的城邦。
来到一个新的国度啊，大家可能最好奇的就是这个国度的神明了。在之前的须弥的前瞻短片中啊，我发现草神的7天神像和之前的都不太一样，看上去似乎是个很小巧的神。
对，是
Yeah, it's
很
gonna be
小的
interesting to
须弥
know
历来呢被
when
称
this
作智
tree
慧
got
之国
burned.
座右铭名的它，同样也拥有着古老的经过沉淀的历史。但是须弥的神明呢，小吉香草
Hang
王
on
却比这个国度要年轻不少。小吉香草王是在大约500年前，也就是坎瑞亚灾变之后才
There you
刚
go
刚诞生的。他接替了逝去的前任草神大慈树王，成为须弥的至高
You
之
know, I was
神。
wondering that too, whether
500
they
岁这个概
celebrate
念
other
可能对于
Archon
我们
birthdays.
普通人来说是有些抽象，或者说有一种遥不可及的感觉，但对神明来说，也许不过是新生伊始。那这样一位幼小的神明，他真的有能力像过去那位留下无数恩惠的大慈树王一样，支撑起整个须弥吗？那这个疑问在一些教令院贤者的心中就渐渐的发芽。
竟然是这样吗？
If the trailer
教令
didn't
院我
show
已
the
经听
desert
说过
area,
很
it's
多次
because I
了
don't think we're
似
gonna
乎
get
是
it
个
this
聚
early
集了
on.
许
We're
多
probably
学
gonna get
者
it later
掌
on.
握了大量知识的大学院，但没想到教令院贤者竟然连神明的力量都可以质疑。
大伟哥问到这件事情啊，我们就要先说说教令院的来历了。在漫长的历史当中，须弥历经浩劫，种种险情都被大慈树王一一的化解。大慈树王创造出雨林，使得须弥人能获得安宁的生活，而须弥最初的教令院便是由长久的去追随大慈树王的学者组成。他们各司其职，协助大慈
Well,
树
maybe
王
it's
管
because
理
the
须
other
弥。
Archons
如果说
don't
须
know
弥
their own
有什么人、
birthdays.
什么组织最能够理解大慈树王的力量和哲思，那就只能是教令院了。所以在大部分人看来，大慈树王是全知全能的智慧之神，他的离去让所有的须弥子民都感到痛心。那他的消失象征着一个辉煌时代的落幕，一段传奇就此画上句号。那在大慈树王去世之后，教令院的贤者们就开始着手掌握权力，以须弥的管理者自居。细心的老玩家可能已经从八重神子那里听说过了，知识在须弥是作为一种资源被统一管理的，但大家或许会觉得无法想象，那知
I
识
don't know how
该怎么去管理
canonical
呢？
birthday males
那
are,
实
guys.
现这件事的媒介就是经由教令院改造过的虚空系统。
They might just
这
be
种
like a
系统本来
selected
是大慈
birthday
树
for
王
all
的
we
遗
know.
产。在经过教令院改造之后，会对知识进行统合和细分，之后分发给民众。那作为接受方，须弥的人会从名为虚空终端这样一种设备当中去直接获取相关的知识。
俗话说知识就是力量。你这么一看，教练院的权力很大啊。那么，如果我们旅行者朋友想要去教练院，该怎么走呢？
如果我们想要去教练院所在的须弥城，我们可以选择从最靠近须弥的岑岩去渊出发。那走这条路的话，我们需要穿过一片规模很大、郁郁葱葱的雨林。这片雨林被称为稻城林，内部栖息着很多极具特色的神奇生物，比如说形态各异的驯兽，还有一些憨厚敦实的驼兽，色彩很鲜艳的鸣彩鸟等等等等。那同时，雨林内比较潮湿的气候和富集的草元素，也令这一带的植物长势很凶猛。借由这些特殊条件，雨林内部有着独一无二的很奇幻的景色。那这片区域神秘又复杂，自然也潜藏着不少危机。比如有一些破坏生态平衡的污染比如说让行人陷入麻烦的一些元素魔物等等。那须弥呢，就有一支队伍是专门应对这些情况而成立的。他们聚集在稻城林的化成郭，人们称呼他们为巡林员，而巡林员中的领导者一般就被称为巡林官。
这位有着非常显眼又可爱的大耳朵的这个少年，应该就是
Pause. A young researcher well versed in botany who currently serves as a forest watcher in Avidya, I don't know. He is a straight shooter with a warm heart and a dab hand at guiding even the dullest of pupils. Is that a stab at Collet? Because if it is, that's hilarious.
是我们的巡林官提纳里了吧？
没错，巡林官提纳里是一位主修植物学的学者，他来自教令院的6大学派之一，同时也是其中规模最大的学派申论派。以优异的成绩毕业之后呢，提纳里他没有选择留校任教，而是来到稻城林，成为了一名能够随时接触植物的巡林官。
看起来还是位很厉害的研究员啊！这让我想起来之前遇到的一些深受研究课题和论文折磨的须弥学者们啊。这么看来，提纳里可以称得上是年轻有为了吧？
就虽然教令院有很多学者都认为提纳里你这个学霸跑去当巡林官有些大材小用了，但他自己呢是相当的乐在其中的感觉。
I don't think he has a second set of ears.
拥有很丰富的知识储备，工作态度
all Genshin characters currently only have one set of ears.
也十分的关心，
except
他在巡
Yanfei
林
who
队
has
里
no
面
ears
很
at
有
all.
名望，是公认的一个领头人。不同于有些只关注刻板研究和书面知识的迂腐学者，提纳里他说话干脆，做事利落，同时又很会对症下药。有他在，遇到危险的人就能快速的脱离险境。获救者们通常也都很感谢他，但是在被救的人里面，偶尔也会出现一些屡教不改又总是惹各种麻烦的人。他们会乱扔垃圾、污染环境，乱吃森林里的毒蘑菇。对于这些人，提纳里则会毫不客气的去教训一番。
听上去雨林和人类是在互相制造困难呢，而巡林官需要去解决双方产生的问题有的忙了。
是，除了人为的因素，雨林自身也存在着不少问题。比如说，巡林队们正在治理的一种叫做死域的现象，它会危及雨林中各种动植物，甚至是穿行其中的人类的生命。只有神之眼持有者才能抵御它的侵蚀。那有关死域的更多故事，大家可以在须弥的
Wait, hang on. Only humans with visions can withstand the corrosion, huh? That sounds familiar.
魔神任务以及提纳里的传说任务《郭湖之章》中去更加深入的了解。
接下来的这位角色科莱是一位见习巡林员，听上去应该是提纳里的下。
Pause. Trainee ranger, active in the forest of the name I will not pronounce yet until I get it double checked. Behind her enthusiastic words and actions hides a slightly introverted personality. Really? That's all you're gonna give us? Really? Okay, whatever.
科莱他既是下属也是学生。早在
good
加入
fox.
巡林队之前，科莱有一段沉重的往事。他经历过病痛、实验和逃亡，最终呢，在蒙德被我们热心的西风骑士团救下。当时曾经在须弥教令院求学的丽莎就联系了他的老师，于是科莱就被教令院的使者赛诺带回了须弥。
Lisa mentioned, does that count? That doesn't count, does it?
现在的科莱长大了好多啊，看来他在须弥成长了不少呢。
Yeah, it's an aura moment.
成长的过程呢，总是会面临挑战。童年的经历让科莱他变得有些与众不同。他虽然有丰富的野外生存经验，但是呢，却缺少基础的人文知识。所以现在的科莱呢，他一边跟着提纳里师傅识字、认字，一边呢在巡林。科莱希望自己能够战胜过去，成为一个热情善良、有能力去帮助他人的人。为此，他付出了很多的努力。 再加上师傅的悉心教导，还有巡灵队同伴们的关心，他确实成长得很快。
哎，真是让人欣慰啊！这种
I
走
did
向
not
美好
expect
未
her
来
to
的
not
感
be able to
觉。
read. That explains
是
so much from the manga,
当
though.
前身处巡灵队的柯莱已经跟之前有很大的不同了。那么他今后的变化呢，就请旅行者和我们一起去见证吧。
那么在告别了稻城林之后，终于要来了吗？这座围绕巨树建成的城市，应该就是须弥城了吧？
是的，须弥城依托巨大的圣树而生，它拥有上下很多层结构。那大家从树根处出发，
weirdly
最
shaped
先
tree.
见到的是很具有生活氛围的大巴扎。这些极富须弥风情的建筑群里，有不少大家
What kind of tree
将来
would that
会经
be
常拜
anyway?
访的场所。其中有些是我们的老朋友啊，比如说冒险家协会，还有一些呢则是新的面孔，比如说祖拜尔剧场、普斯帕咖啡馆等等。
看来在学术之城啊，一杯提神醒脑的咖啡是必不可少的。
It's
确
so
实
pretty,
说
though.
到学术啊，我们
It's
从
so
大巴扎
pretty.
再往上走，就终于会抵达位于我们树干中间部位的
I'm
教令院。
just gonna
在这里
live
呢，大
in
家会
this
见到一起
nation
讨
for
论
like a
的
really
或
long
是
time.
独立思考问题的很多学
Look
者。
how
我
pretty.
们在前面的介绍中提到过，教令院共有6大学派，从属于6大学院。每个学院呢都有自己的代表颜色和代表标志。大家如果来到教令院，如果搞不清眼前学者的身份，可以通过
Jeez.
辨认他们身上院徽的颜色去区分他们的学派和学院。
哎，说的我有点好奇啊，自己可以加入哪个学院呢？刚刚说教令院是在树干的中间啊，那也就是说在上面还有别的地方吗？
对，在靠近树顶的位置呢，有一座人迹罕至的宫殿。它坐落在这么独特的地方，
Oh yeah,
可能察觉这
totally
一
gonna
点的
have
大家
new
心
new
中已经
backgrounds
有了一
here
些
for
自己的猜
for
测。
all theory
不过想
videos
要
with
进入
Yanfei
这个宫
talking.
殿可不是一件容易的事情。
So
那
many
实际
pretty
上，虽
places to
然
sit.
须弥城里面又热闹又繁华，来往的客商旅者呢可能会察觉，大多数须弥城市人对于大慈树王的传说耳熟能详，但对于现任的小吉香草王却知之甚少。那须弥城受到教令院的严格管控，我们的旅行者如果想做一些有意思的事，可能会在这里遇到不少限制和麻烦，所以前往须弥的另一个地方，奥摩斯港或许是一个不错的选择。
我听说奥摩斯港是与须弥城不同啊，是一个很自由的商港，然后汇聚了众多的商人
New
和
house sorting
旅
method.
团，说不定
Genshin
从他们那
edition.
里啊会听到许
Move
多
over
新
Harry
故事。
Potter.
确实，奥摩斯港呢，它是承载了须弥对外贸易的港口，这里有许多来自其他国家的商人和他们的船队。由于这一带人员混杂，交易频繁，位置呢又远离须弥城，它受到教令院的管制呢会相对宽松一些。
It's so strange
算
because
是
like
在须弥
hang on. Prior to all of the little preview trailers and stuff, I really thought Sumeru was going to be completely landlocked. I was not expecting it to have a coastline.
方便进行灰色交易的
No
一个
codes
地
yet.
带啊，众所周知嘛，交易就一定会出现商品。
我好像明白了，这里应该要多利登场了吧？
对，没错，下面就有请我们神奇的旅行商人多利，
又是一位很可爱的角色
作为一个爱财如命的商人，多利他只要有钱，什么生意都敢接。只要你买他的货物，他就会以极大的热情来对待你。多利非常有意思，他身上同时拥有很多个须弥之最最不可思议的渠道、最神奇的商品、最难以预测的出没地点和最离谱的要价。虽然他报价总是很惊人，但是如果想得到一些无法从正常渠道购买的特殊商品，须弥人还是不得不和他进行交易。而且多利确实是一个销售奇才，他能用精湛的话术说服客人们乖乖掏空腰包，就连神秘的灯中精灵都会为他提供帮助。在我们 3.0 版本中，须弥的魔神任务第一幕穿越烟尾与暗灵和第二幕千朵玫瑰带来的黎明都会向玩家朋友们开放，而整个须弥的主线剧情将会从 3.0 一直贯穿到 3.2， 连续3个版本放送给大家。
这么看来这次的剧情信息量很大呀。
是的，不论是对于我们这些内容创作者来说，还是对即将启程前往下一站的旅行者来说，我们的旅途都进入了一个新的阶段。这是一个传承、转折和延展的阶段，富有生命力，当然啦，也会极富挑战性。我们会怀抱着一直以来的原则和坚持，继续去探索、去创新，竭尽我们的所能，为旅行者们提供更丰富、更优质的内容。也衷心希望我们的玩家朋友能在全新的土地上感受到这种生命力， 看见新的可能和新的缘分，去尽情享受在须弥的这段旅程。
谢谢，感谢
Listen, a
小罗同学
4-act
的分享。
Archon quest would be
相信大
amazing
家已经对
if
草
they do
字
that.
国有了一个初步
'Cause
印象了。
I
不
would
过除
love
了
for
角
them to
色和
spread
故事
things
啊
out a，
我也
bit,
很好奇啊，
especially at
在
this
须弥
point.
的大世界探索当中，又有哪些值得关注的内容呢？
那就要请大家继续深入须弥去一探究竟了。
接下来啊，就请大家和我一起去探索须弥地区的野外风光吧。小罗同学，先走一步啦。
And there's code number 1. Okay, seriously, like, if anyone doesn't think Nahida is not Kusanali at this point, with just the way all of the focus has been on her, then I don't know what to tell you. Yeah, honestly, I'd rather have the whole story spread out over many more patches and have it come out a little bit slower than to have another situation like Inazuma where things get rushed and condensed. Because Inazuma would have really benefited from one more extra patch. They really would have benefited from one more patch. But boy, there's already a lot to unpack, but if you're not paying attention, I could see why you wouldn't think so. Oh my god, Dea's hair vents just bother me so much. Why? Why are they hair vents? Just make her a cat girl or something. I don't know.
两位同学久等了，
大伟哥好。
大伟哥好。
欢迎回来，旅行者们。刚才我们已经聊了不少须弥的故事，还有风土人情。那接下来我们还邀请了2位制作组的同学和旅行者们一起走进须弥的野外，聊聊这片奇幻天地的区域设计和战斗设计。那先来认识一下我们2位向导。
旅行者们好，我是关卡设计师阿川。
旅行者们好，我是战斗设计师阿强。
好的，既然2位是我们的向导，那我们应该从哪里开始去了解须弥的大世界设计呢？
那由我来先开个头。其实从之前的一些宣传视频呢，大家都应该有了解到，须弥同时存在着雨林、沙漠，还有各种各样。
Oh man, the desert looks so cool.
那么我们设计须弥场景的时候呢，就有一个贯穿的概念，就是去
Don't get me
营
wrong,
造
I
这些
love
比较对
jungles,
立的
I
场
love
景组合。
forests, but
我们
boy,
在
do I
宣
love
传视
desert
频啊，
regions
多多
for
少少
some
都有看
reason.
见过一些啊。但具体到3.0 版本呢，在这个版本里啊，那旅行者会领略到什么样的视觉内容呢？
在这个版本呢，我们展现给旅行者的是以森林为核心的场景。在创作过程中呢，大世界的团队成员们一起用森林、植物等元素，脑洞出了一些具有不同视觉体验的奇幻场景。从森林这个概念去构思玩法与探索内容，由此引申出了一些新的意象，比如生命、
Gerudo
成长
Desert but
与
Genshin
幻想。
fight. I mean,
其实也不都是
Yeah.
正面的意象，自然而然也会想到枯萎、凋零、死亡之类的概念。
对，我们把这些关键词反映在玩法上，构思出了可以发生3态变化的物件，它代表着植物生长的几种状态，每个状态都有不同的反馈与交互，等待玩家去发现。
哎，稍等哦，在前传短片里啊，我们确实有看见过多态转换这个概念，但可能大家都还不太熟悉
I
啊。
can't
你们
wait
能
for all
多
the
介绍
theory
一下吗？
crafting videos where they have to talk
多态
about
转换这个
polymorphic
理念
transformations.
是
That's
围
going
绕
to be
草元
great.
素产生的燃烧、绽放还有激化3种反应而诞生的。有一部分草元素物件可以和火、水、雷3种元素交互，产生形态转换，这是一种须弥地区特有的生态特征。
感觉我们和场景的交互感也会变得更强了。
是的，我们刚刚说到生命和凋亡这种对立的概念，那么接下来我们就想到这个概念能不能成为世界任务的主题呢？所以我们构思了代表生命的森林中的小精灵，还有代表凋亡的死域，这2者的对抗就是3.0版本世界任务的核心了。
这些小精灵的样子很有趣啊，而且
Look
个
it,
体的
it's our
外形
Genshin
也不一样。
Koroks.
他们是不是也和提瓦特的人类
If
一
they
样，
go
有
yeah,
着自
haha,
己
I'm
独特
gonna
的
be
生活
so
圈子？
upset.
关于小精灵们的渊源呢，还有生存方式都是很有意思的。不过为了让玩家朋友们能够更自然地接受新设定，我们会去细致地刻画小精灵与须弥居民的关系，增加玩家的沉浸感。回过神来的时候，旅行者们就与这些森林朋友们一起踏上了冒险旅程。玩家会和他们一同游历常年下
With their
雨的
golden
雨
poop
林、
rewards.
巨大
Yeah,
的
yeah,
蘑
I
菇
mean,
组成
yeah.
的生态，
Oh,
以
the
及沉睡在山
mushrooms.
边的
I wanna
庞
go to
大
the
机械
mushroom
器官。
land.
每
Let
当
me
玩
go to
家
the
踏入一
mushroom
个
land.
新的神秘场景， 都会
We
发
must
现更
worship
多
the
小精灵的
overlords that
踪
are
迹
the greatest
在这些
fungi.
小精灵遇到同类或者人类住民之后，又会发生更多的故事。
看来这会是一次奇妙的旅程呢。
也不用着急下结论，
行吧
我还想给大家
行吧
展示
行吧
下一片没有任何生命气息的凋亡森林。
看上去有阴森森的感觉哎。
对呀，这里发生过什么故事呀？
这个我还是先在这里卖个关子吧。剧情相关的内容还要等大家亲自来体验的。
I am,
我只能
you know,
说，
like I
森
am
林中还
actually
有
kind
很
of
多
glad that they're
故事与秘
withholding
密
some
等待
stuff
着旅
in
行者
this
们
in
去
this
发现。
trailer kind of thing.
好的，谢谢阿川和阿强带我们游览了须弥的野外风光。不过离开了城市啊，肯定少不了需要战斗的场合。我也来请教一下阿强，旅行者在须弥的战
It's
斗
like part
会有
of
什
part of
么
the
新变化吗
magic？ of Genshin is being able to
提
go
到
and
战斗中的
explore
变
and
化
then just
那还是要
magically
从草元素以及
stumble
草元
upon
素
something
相关的反应
bizarre
开始
and
讲起。
amazing.
刚才我们已
So
经在多态转
I'm
换
glad
里
it's
提到
just
了草
teasing,
元素的
honestly.
3种反应。燃烧反应我们之前已经接触过了，草和水所产生的绽放反应，草和雷所产生的激化反应，都会在3.0版本中时装。
这两种反应的变化形式会更多样，产生的效果也各有不
I
同。
mean, I'm really eager to see more,
是
but
的
like I'm
生
kind of
物
glad
受
that
到
that's not
水
just
元
being
素
shoved in
与
my
草元
face.
素影响后，将会引发绽放反应，产生草原核。草原核可同时存在一定数量，如果达到上限后再产生新的草原核，或者在持续时间结束后，草原
Just
核
look at her
都将
move,
爆
just
发，
boing,
造成草元
boing,
素范围伤
boing.
害。
I'm
火元
sorry.
素接触草原核时将会引发烈绽放，造成更强的草元素范围伤害。而雷元素则会将草原核转化为具有追踪能力的慢生弹。如果生物受到雷元素和草元素的影响，就将发生原激化反应，使其处于原激化状态。处于原激化状态下的生物受到雷元素攻击时，将引发超激化反应，提升此次攻击造成的雷元素伤害。
This probably doesn't really count as
受
a
到
Lisa
草元
moment
素
either.
攻击时，则会引发慢激化反应，提升此次攻击造成的草元素伤害。相信这些新的元素反应会给大家带来一些不同的战斗体验。
Dendra is going to be
3.0版本中，
so
除了草元素
bizarre
旅
to
行者
use, I
外，
think, because
缇娜
we've
里
gotten so
科
used to
莱
the
两位新
6
角
elements
色
we already
也是
have.
使用草元素力进行战斗。
新角色的技能啊，应该也是大家很关心的，快来给我们讲讲呗。
那我们还是先从缇娜里开始讲起吧。缇娜里的瞄准射击可以进行2段蓄力发射花旅箭，命中后
He's
还会
got
产生
homing
能自
shots.
行锁敌的
That's
藏
pretty
运花
cool,
石。
man.
它的元素
That's
战
pretty
绩
cool.
能产生时运领域，神秘的幻象会持续嘲讽其中的敌人，
Okay,
并
that's
使接
funny.
下来3次花旅箭蓄力所需的时间减少。释放元素爆发时，会发射大量能够自行锁敌的缠藤箭。缠藤
Okay,
箭
not
在
gonna lie,
命中
his
敌
kit
人
actually
后，
looks
还将
kind of
生
fun.
成刺激缠绕箭。缇娜里的重击和
He
元素
looks
爆
like
发
even
都
though
会
he's
造成
charge
多
shot, he
段伤
might
害。
actually be able
配
to
合
pull
草
off a
元
quick
素反
swap.
应可以造成伤害。在日常冒险时，
Depending on how
缇娜
long
里的
his
生活天
burst
赋
cooldown
会在
is.
小地图上显示周围的须弥区域特产的位置。作为巡灵官的缇娜里，自然也是对于野外冒险颇有心得啦。
感觉缇娜里的技能特效包含了
He
很
looks
多
like he
花
could be
草的
really
元素
fun
啊。
single target
是啊，
in like
尤其
a
那个
quick
蓄
and
力箭的
spread
效
type
果。
of team, maybe.
毕竟他是一个热爱植物的少年嘛。缇娜里的学生科莱则是一位非常可爱的少女，在野外进行探险时，也有着她独特的战斗方式。科莱的元素战技将投掷飞叶轮，在飞出与返回时对触及的敌人造成草元素伤害。
That looks
它的元
really
素爆
hard
发
to
则会
aim.
令科里安巴玩偶在区域中不断跳跃，持续对其中敌人造成草元素伤害。值得一提的是，
Bounce
他的一
around.
项天赋须弥飞行冠军，还会降低队伍中角色滑翔消耗的体力。
须弥也有飞行冠军吗？
我猜应该没有吧？这可能是因为仰慕安博他自己偷偷
That's
练出来的技
hilarious.
能。
最
just
后
love
一位
watching
要
them go
介绍的
boing,
小
boing,
商人
boing.
多利，则是一位雷元素辅助型角色。元素战技发射的断除烦恼炮，命中敌人后将产生2枚能自行锁敌的售后服务弹。它的元素爆发将召唤能与附近的角色相连的灯中幽精，为他们持续恢复生命值与元素能量。
Yep, so
此
she's
外
an electro
角色
healer
与灯中幽
battery.
精之间的连接触碰敌人时，将会对敌人造成雷元素伤害。当旅行者选择多
Okay.
利来合成角色与武器培养材料时，还有一定概率返还部分合成材料。
这可是神奇的多利啊！从他的口袋里多变出点什么也很正常吧？
另外 3.0 版本中也会有一些
Man,
新
that
的
is a
武器
pretty
与
bow.
圣
Look
遗
at
物，
that thing.
这其中也包含了一套须弥风格的锻造武器
，All right.
2套新圣遗物。
Oh, we have to pause. We have to pause. I want to read these a little bit. No one can look at those weapons though and tell me that they don't look like Korok weapons. That you can't. I can't unsee it. Anyway, okay, we got a Dendro set. Elemental skills are burst hit opponents and targets Dendro res will be decreased by 30% by 8 seconds. Okay, wow. So that's kind of like a VV set for Dendro specifically. That's kind of cool. That's more like a Tainari thing, probably. And then Gilded Dreams Elemental Mastery set. Within 8 seconds of triggering an elemental reaction, character equipping this will attain buffs based on the elemental type of the other party members. Okay. Attack is increased by 14%. Holy shoot. For each party member whose elemental type is the same as the equipping character. That makes sense. And elemental mastery is increased by 50 for every party member with a different elemental type. That's actually really cool and really flexible. Because if you run a mono team, you can just have like a crazy amount of attack boost. Because you can't get reactions in a mono team anyway. Well, I mean, the reaction access you'll have is pretty limited. And then if you have like lots of different elements, then you get more elemental mastery. And if you do like a mix of both, like a half and half, then you get like an even split. That's pretty cool.
森林的记忆
That's pretty
与噬
cool.
金之梦
I like it.
大家可以通过挑战全新的祝圣秘境圆觉塔来获取。
那么在了解了新角色和新装备之后，
No, I don't
是不
think
是就
Gilded
该
Dreams
来
would
到
be good
野
on
外？
Kazuha. Hang on. I don't... hold up, though, because, like, the thing is... Oh, wait, no, it would kind of be. Except, would you really want to give up the Viridescent, though? Because I don't feel like you would. I don't know that... Because, like, part of the reason why they say to run Favonius on him over Iron Sting, for example, is because the amount of elemental mastery that you get from Iron Sting, I think, if my mental math is right, only translates to, like, maybe a 7% increase in elemental damage bonus, which really isn't all that big in favor of just having more uptime. So I'm not sure that getting more elemental mastery on him is going to be worth losing the resistance shred on Viridescent, right? Because I think you'll only get like another 12, 13% maybe? Yeah, like 13% more damage bonus. I have to look at the math again.
在实战中试试看了。
那就先来看看外形非常有趣的驯兽之王翠鳞孔驯吧。
他也是驯兽吗？看他的姿态
That
和
is
动作，
not a
很
mushroom.
有威严和神气，跟
You
印
will
象
not
里那种
convince me of
驯兽
this.
那种小巧可爱差别很大
That is
的。
not a
有
mushroom.
一种山林之主的气
That is a
魄啊，这
bird.
可能就是进化中的奇迹吧。
翠鳞孔驯具备一种特殊的
That is a
活
very
驯化状态，
strange bird.
在进入这种特殊状态时会猛烈攻击，直到力
Listen,
竭。
birdie, you are
而
not a
如果
shroom.
在未触发这种状态的时候，因为火元素陷入燃烧状态，
Our
则会
fungal
变得枯焦
overlords
还会向四周散播孢子，
are
产生
evolving.
驯兽以摆脱这种状态。
这种战斗
We've
方式
ruled
有
this
点
planet
极
for
端
too
啊，
long.
但还蛮有趣的，大起大落啊，有
Please
很多变
charge.
化。
还有撤电术也值得一提，它与我们之前
Okay,
见
the
过的极
Electro
冻术比较
Regis Vine
相
looks
似。
really
不
cool
同之处
though.
在于，
Like, she
撤电
just
术会
looks
在根
cool.
部或者花冠处凝结成类似于雷元素核心的器官，而这种器官转移时将会改变撤电术的形态，
Organ?
凝聚出银棘
I
花
have
蕊或
questions.
须形
Why
花
are they
蕊。
calling it an
当
organ?
两种花蕊同时存在时，会相互吸引，并在相撞后引发强大的电荷爆破。旅行者们可以来亲自挑战一下。
Whoa, that's a really
在
large
须弥
alien.
的一些地区也隐藏着新的遗迹怪物。
Is that a
遗迹
Dinobot?
它会周期性
It's
的
a
释放一种
Dinobot.
能量洪流，还会
Hello,
根据之
Dinobot.
前受到的伤害的主要元素类型来提高对应元素的抗性。
Oh man, to
也
be a
是非常危
Conrian
险的存
weapon
在。
robot designer.
冒险途中，大家或许还会发现前所
Jurassic
未见的
Park with
敌人
robots.
与新奇的生物，
That's
旅行者
flying
们可以
shroom.
与他们多多互动。
好的，听完你们的介绍
That is a
啊，
flying
我也
mushroom.
迫不及待的想要早点来到3.0版本来体验了。你们制作了这么多内容，有什么话想要对屏幕前的玩家说的吗？
在
Hey,
虚
look,
拟的大世
chickens
界中
are
会有
closely
非常
related to
多有趣
dinosaurs,
的内
okay?
容
That counts.
无
You
论是
can be a
战斗
chicken
还
bot
是
and
区
a
域玩
dinobot.
法，我们都希望旅行者可以从中收获更多与以往不同的乐趣。我们也期待他们早日与玩家
Doesn't
朋友
look like
们
we're
见
getting a
面。
hypostasis dispatch.
须弥
Nope.
的开发对我们团队也是一段难忘的经历。 这些旅程中的体验是我们与大家共同构建出的美好回忆，也是献给旅行者的独
Do
一
you guys
无二
not
的
remember
故事。
the lore
那
from
谢
the
谢两
KFC
位和我们一
wings?
起探索了奇妙的须弥大世界。
Like, you guys remember the
也请
KFC
旅行者
promotion,
们
right?
稍事休息。
If
稍
you
后
read the
我
lore
们一起
about
来
that,
了
it's all
解
about
30年
Alice
版本
telling
的
Klee
活
about
动吧。
dinosaurs, but like also fried
回头
chicken.
见。
大伟哥再见。
Code number 2. Oh, this one's cute. There's a lot of art this time. I like that the crystal flies move. That's cute. That's really cute. I still want his headphones. They look so cool. Neela's design is really growing on me. It really is. Dea was on the last artwork that was up. I mean, to be fair, all of the Sumeru characters are growing on me except really Dory. I mean, she's fine, but she's so far my least favorite, I think. Yeah, easily. Yeah, if I think about it, yeah, she's easily my least favorite right now. Her personality might be a banger though, so we'll see. Oh, she does look like Ariel. You're
欢
right.
迎大家
Neela
回到
does
30
look
年
like
版本的
that.
前瞻特别节目。
Ah.
刚才我们穿过了茂密的雨林，感受了草之国须弥历久沉淀的智慧，还有神秘的异域风情。
没错，那么也希望各位旅行者可以早日踏上前往须弥的旅程。
是啊，不过在那之前啊，我们还是请原神的战斗设计师鸡哥来跟我们聊聊，在须弥之旅中啊，我们还会遇到哪些新奇活动吧？
好的，旅行者们好，来到须弥之后呢，各位旅行者也可以去往游历各处，体验一下不同的活动玩法。比如说最近啊，奥摩斯港，也就是须弥的最大的港口，里面有一家玩具店。这家玩具店的工匠们呢，正在为开发新玩具而苦恼着。那对于像我们这些缺乏童心的大人们来说嘛，做出富有童趣的玩具不是一件容易的事情。所以在活动雕琢童心当中呢，旅行者将和科莱一起在须弥的各处寻找素材，帮助工匠们收集创作灵感，获取巧思手技，来兑换店员们提供的报酬。
雕琢童心啊，确实很适合跟科莱一起去完成啊。这么看来，活动里也会有关于克莱的新剧情吧？
没错，这次活动啊，不光是克莱的新剧情，当玩家体验这次活动的引导任务雕琢难攻时，不需要大家达成任何额外的目标，就可以直接邀请克莱进入到自己的队伍。
那你刚才有说到啊，克莱和旅行者要去收集玩具创作的灵感，但灵感这种很虚无缥缈的，到底怎么去收集呢？
其实呀，灵感是有很多种途径可以去积累的。第一种途径呢是留影，也就是大家所说的拍照。在须弥地区存在一些新奇的物种，这些奇妙的生物呢都是童话故事当中的常客。我们将它的身形拍摄下来，就能够作为这些玩具外形的参考。而在须弥还有一些包含丰沛草元素的物种，它们也是值得留影的对象。第二种途径是挑战，也就是玩家耳熟能详的战斗玩法。玩家与须弥野外的2种巨兽对战，考察它们的特性，完成一些特殊的作战目标。这些异种魔兽的进化演变呢，也同样充满了奇幻的色彩，值得玩家好好去研究。第3种途径是疾行，也就是大家常说的跑酷。在须弥的密林当中，不断的穿梭、跳跃、跨越障碍与险阻。在急速冲刺、收集冒险币的同时呢，大家也可以顺便熟悉一下须弥雨林中的地形。最后一种途径则是让大家与更多的新敌人进行战斗，通过这些战斗呢，来充分的了解和体验须弥野外的生态，并且也能够去接触新的元素反应效果。在这项挑战中，触发激化、绽放等相关的不同反应时，还会产生特殊的冲击波，辅助大家完成这些挑战。
看下来，这些玩法大多都是在须弥的野外进行啊。那通过这种方式啊，旅行者应该也能更好的去了解须弥啊。
是的，那通过留影、挑战、疾行和利用新的元素反应战斗这几项玩法呢，大家既能够更快的熟悉须弥野外的环境与战斗方式，还可以收集到一些称为随想草稿的物品，将它们交给店员，从而换取珍贵的木刻部件。 将这些部件组合成可爱的小精灵木刻，可以放在活动的展台上。希望他们可以让孩子们再次展露笑容。
哎，真是一个很有童趣的活动啊！
It does look like
给我留下那种
Traveler will actually be
奇
useful
幻
in
的这种
Dendro.
印象，
But
就
that's
像
kind
置
of
身于童
what
话
I'm
故事
getting
中
here.
一样。
是呀。
Because it seems
那
like with
除了
Dendro reactions,
刚
the
才的活动
application
之外
is
呢
more，important
还
than the
有一些
damage.
挑战活动可以给大家提供非常新鲜有趣的战斗体验。比如接下来要给大家介绍的这个叫做异神的论证的活动。在这个活动当中，我们为大家提供了完整的试用队伍。这些队伍对大家本身的角色练度没有任何要求。而且在这次活动的秘境当中，玩家还可以使用一种特殊的药剂。这些药剂可以使自身的思维快速运转，从而可以在战斗当中看到有如时间停滞一般的奇妙景象。
哎，是不是可以趁这个时候我们就可以去偷袭一下？
其实啊，在这种状态下，角色和怪物双方都是静止的。但是啊，玩家可以通过取景框来捕捉敌方的破绽，并释放一些特殊的技能。当玩家捕捉的破绽突破一定数量的时候呢，这些特殊技能的威力才会得到提升。通过不断的击败敌人，大家可以积累异神剂量，从而最多使用3次这种药剂。在此之外呢，一些怪物的身上还会存在一些特殊的金色破绽，捕捉这些破绽也会大幅的提升异神药剂的积累量。除了异神的论证之外呢，在 3.0 版本还有一项能够随机抽取增益效果的挑战活动，叫做片剂深研。在这个活动当中，大家可以自己组建队伍，而系统也提供了一些试用角色供大家选择。每一个试炼分为3轮挑战，在挑战中，大家每次使用特殊装置，都会随机激活一种或者多种增益效果。挑战中，我们还是需要能尽可能的击败更多的敌人来获取评分，从而获得对应的文章。那在快节奏的战斗挑战之外呢，由老朋友沃尔曼组织的密宝迷踪活动也会在 3.0 版本再次和大家见面。这一次啊，旅行者又可以和沃尔曼以及他身边的小仙灵进行合作了。当旅行者带上小仙灵结伴寻宝时，可以根据沃尔曼的藏宝图前往埋藏宝物的区域，先帮助小仙灵汲取元素力，随后在仙灵的指引下进行宝藏挖掘。除了挖掘本身可获得的奖励之外，还可以用挖到的古铁钱兑换其他的奖励。当然，大家最后还是可以选择一种颜色的小仙灵道具进行兑换，装备之后呢，就可以唤醒它陪伴自己一起旅行了。最后，在 3.0 版本，我们还会再次开启地脉医勇活动，旅行者们不要错过哦！这也是大家非常期待的刷狗粮活动。
地脉乙勇的活动啊，对于角色的培养应该会有不少帮助吧？
是的。
Okay, real talk. I have never participated in a ley line overflow event because I don't farm
没错，
ley
我
lines.
刚才还在纳闷，为什么大伟哥迟迟不问角色活动起源的事情。那么好，我们现在就赶紧来看一看新版本的角色起源都有哪些角色会出场呢？在 3.0 版本第1期的角色起源中，全新角色齐纳里将在寻域议会活动中获得概率 up。而在同期的角色活动起源2中，将会开放钟离的复刻活动。新角色科莱也会作为 up 角色出现在这2个角色起源当中。需要提醒大家的是，齐纳里并非限定角色，他会在 3.1 版本更新后加入常驻起源。在第2期角色起源中，大家的老朋友甘雨和珊瑚宫星海这2位角色都将会迎来复刻，而新角色多莉也会出现在第2期的2个角色起源中，获取概率大幅提升。
好的，那谢谢鸡哥啊，一口气给我们分享了这么多的这个活动内容啊。
Why do we have a Dendro unit on standard now, but still no Geo unit?
3.0 版本中有关系统方面的更新和未来规划，是不是鸡哥也可以给旅行者们透露一点点呢？
当然可以了。我们的系统设计师同学呀，也给大家准备了一些优化和更新的内容。首先，对于各位还奋战在祝圣秘境当中的旅行者们，我们有一个好消息要带给大家。所有在 1.2 版本前更新的5星圣遗物，现在都可以在环圣奥迹系统中进行转化获取了。在环圣奥迹系统当中呢，我们可以通过消耗3个5星圣遗物来制造指定套装圣遗物的圣匣，从而获得一件指定套装中的5星圣遗物。此外，在新版本中，我们也准备了3个全新的小道具 王树瑞柚、试验型超燃灯和鱼线稳定器。王树瑞柚可以使旅行者在使用该道具后直接获得附近树木的木材。试验型超燃灯会通过消耗矿物来提高食材加工的效率，而鱼线稳定器则可根据过去钓获的鱼类数量，在钓鱼张力处于最佳张力区时，提供不同等级的提升效果。
哎，听上去还挺方便的。那希望我们这次的优化可以进一步的提升玩家的体验，让大家能够更畅快的进行冒险。
I don't think this is on here
没错
actually.
那与此同时呢，还有一个关于未来版本的消息。
Yeah, it's not.
3.0到3.2版本的持续时间会调整为5周，我们也会相应的调整版本内容计划，但不会因此减少每个版本的玩法内容。
好的，其实今天啊，我也给大家带来一个有关新地区的情报。随着3.0版本的到来啊，须弥地区的音乐也会和地图同步开放。相信在之前的宣传视频中啊，大家已经对须弥音乐有了初步的印象。那么接下来啊，我们给旅行者准备了须弥音乐的现场实录啊，让我们一起感受一下须弥音乐的氛围吧。
Oh, is it concert time? Oh, it's concert time. Ooh. Here's one. Ta-da. I didn't see these two. I mean, it's up. That's about as loud as it goes. It's just not that loud. That's not me, guys. The video is just not that loud anymore. I did turn it up, but... Is it just me, or does this sound kind of like a remix of Disney's Arabian Nights? Wow, I can't even hear that, and I'm on headphones. Sorry, I'm gonna be quiet for a bit. was smooth. Oh, true. Sumeru rhythm game event's gonna be great. That is going to be an amazing battle theme. Hot damn. Wow. Wow.
这次的须弥音乐呀，能够听出非常浓郁的异域风情。
是的，我也有这种感受啊。此次原神的音乐制作团队 Hoyo Mix 与伦敦交响乐团以及民乐艺术家们合作，克服疫情和地域时差，共同完成了须弥地区的音乐录制。在管弦乐基底之上，加入了许多特殊的传统乐器，比如乌德琴啊、西塔琴啊、班苏里笛等等。我们也将在后续阶段陆续给大家带来须弥音乐专辑和音乐制作的幕后故事。希望大家在进入到3.0版本后啊，能够感受到与蒙德、礼乐、 到期地区完全不同的
Props
音
for
乐风
them
格
for。being able to bring in
此
some
外
actual like
，3.0
real
版本期间啊
authentic
我们也将发布版本
musicians for
PV 主题
collaboration.
专
That's
辑
amazing.
《流星的轨迹》。该专辑啊将收录自 1.1 版本起 Hoya Mix 音乐团队为原神版本 PV 创作的原声音乐。这张全新的专辑啊，也是原神与旅行者们共同的回忆。在未来，我们的冒险之旅也将携手并进，不断延续。
Eh? Wait, what's this? Oh, it's just the new CD. Oh, code number 3. I guess they ran out of special art and now it's just Tainari. Well, that's okay. His flower bomb thing is cool. Well, good morning, Fenris. Did you come say hi to me? Come here. Come here. No? Okay. She's just gonna be like that. I see how it is. I really wish that the wishing screen was live 2D though. Like even having them being able to float like this just a little bit with a little blinking would have been really cool. And they already do it for all of the characters anyway, so it would have been neat to see it incorporated in game. But I digress.
与新的伙伴邂逅，与新的奇遇相逢，是冒险故事里永恒的主题。我们期盼着旅行者们在虚迷的旅途中也能获得惊喜与感动。每一次和旅行者们做内容分享，对于我们来说啊，都是历练与成长的过程。除了将反复雕琢的游戏内容呈现给玩家，我们同样希望可以将对原神、对游戏的热爱传递给屏幕前的所有人。虽然今天的节目即将结束，但旅行者们的冒险永无止境。就让我们在新的故事中再会吧，旅行者们，再见。
That is the fakest looking book ever. I'm so sorry, but it is. All right. We have some things to talk about, and we are not going to do it here.
Have you heard of Irminsul before?
Yeah, I'm going to go over to this.
Have you heard of...
Stop. Right, okay. Frame by frame time, yeah. Yeah. All right. So I guess we'll talk about this a little bit more later, but I do see why from the little bits that I saw before I wasn't looking for any, you know, like trailer spoilers or whatever, but everyone posts their opinion everywhere, and so you just kind of see it regardless. And I was seeing that a lot of people were saying that the whole trailer kind of felt very mid or very disappointing, and I get that. I understand that, but at the same time, I think this is about right. I do understand that it should feel maybe a bit bigger, more impactful, more like bam, bam in your face kind of thing, for like a whole version number update, rather than just like a sub number, like a decimal, you know. I get that. However, we've had like 4 Sumeru teaser trailers like in the weeks leading up to this, and I feel like if they took all of that and then put that in this one, it probably would have had that big bang wow kind of thing, but I think they just chose to drip market us a little bit more over the course of several weeks rather than give it to us all at once. So that's kind of what I think here. I feel like looking back at it though, I feel like if they had put everything into this one live stream, it would have had that massive impact, but it also would have been way too much. You know, like it would have been so much, and people would have been complaining for like weeks leading up to it. So I get why they did it. But I also think that they can't do a whole lot more reveal wise without actually spoiling a lot of A, the story, and B, just the environment and exploration that you're going to go through, right? I said this earlier, but I really think that one of the biggest draws of Genshin, and part of the reason why I think so many people play it, is just because exploring is so much fun. Like I know a lot of people are really focused on combat, and the combat's fine, but the combat's never been the focus of the game itself, you know? So I just think there's something really magical about being able to stumble upon things that you didn't know about, right? Like I can't even explain to you guys like what it felt like the first time I finished the Chi of Yor quest, or the Chi of Yor, I guess. With the, you know, that big glowing nose ring orb thing out in Chising. You know that one? Like that was like, holy shit. But that I don't think that was actually teased anywhere, you know? And even something really simple in a not that impressive environment like finishing the 9 Pillars quest for Liyue. Like even that was like, holy cow, what the heck? So lots of little things like that. And I feel like that's part of the magic of it. So I think this is enough of a teaser to get people like really intrigued. But yeah, okay. So this tree is interesting to me because it's not actually like a real tree. Like there's no way this can function as a real tree the way that it is. Because like barely any of it's connected. So you would never be able to have a tree function like this. So this is definitely a special magical tree, and I don't think it's a coincidence that it looks a hell of a lot like several instances of the imaginary tree from Honkai. The fact that, let's see, the fact that the traveler is kind of pictured here, or was pictured here-ish.
Connected to it.
I'm gonna mute this. The fact that the traveler kind of shows up in front of it is weird. Oh, there's something funky there. Hang on. I saw a funky. Did you guys see the funky? Did you see the funky? We have to go frame by frame. Frame by frame. Num 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 num. Oh, come on. More frames. More frames. More frames. I saw something. Okay, so glitchy traveler. That kind of makes you think that the Akasha system might have something to do with like a cloud computing sort of thing, you know? But there was something I saw. This is a little disturbing. That is kind of a busted up, broken statue of 7 of what we assume is Kusanali with lightning in the background. That's great. Fantastic. Love that. Ominous. And then there's the regular blue one. So...
Newly born Dendro Arc.
This is interesting. So... let's see. After Ruka Devata died, they were left godless, so they just found Kusanali somewhere. Yeah, you're right. They do say she disappeared, or at least the sages are talking about her disappearing. But there's like a line later on in here that we'll touch on that talks about how they might be focused on the disappearance and all that kind of stuff because the birthday of Kusanali kind of would drive home the fact that Ruka Devata is dead, right? It's interesting that they found her. Like, how do you find a god and then are able to instantly recognize them? That's interesting to me. Whisked her back to Sumeru. So back to Sumeru is also interesting because that either means they're whisking her back to Sumeru City, like the main academia kind of thing, or she was not born in Sumeru. It's one of the two. And since we know that the Dendro Archon died in Conria, I do wonder if Kusanali may have been born there, which would be very interesting. Very interesting. So this is also interesting. So the last time we saw effects like this, like special effects like this, we saw them, let's see. How many of you have actually finished Yae Miko's first story quest? Because she danced a similar dance and had a bunch of glowing lights, ley lines, souls kind of running up into the sky kind of thing. Yeah. That was the last time, and she was doing a dance. So I'm curious about this relation between dancing and all the spirits, because if you've seen the Yaksha video that I just put out, the Yakshas too technically dance to conquer evil. Like they're based on an exorcism dance, like a very religious rite, right? Eric, thanks for the super chat. Thoughts on academia being spelled with a K? I believe it has its roots in magicians and maybe witchcraft. I'm not sure. It bothers me because I don't like the weird spelling. It seems so unnecessary. Like, just call it an academy. Like, does it need to be an academia? Does it need to be spelled with a K? I don't know. It'd be worth looking into some etymological roots to see if that holds any water with it being rooted in witchcraft or anything else. I don't know how to say your name, Yunkubi. I'm going to call you Yunkubi. Yunkubi, that's what your name is now. Thank you for the super chat. Traveler had his original powers in front of the burning tree in the animation. I think the twins are definitely somehow connected to the Earman soul. I agree. I have some theories that are coming based on that, but obviously we need to get to Sumeru for me to actually flesh them out. But I have some new ideas festering. All right, so I can't pronounce this sub. I can't pronounce this yet. I'll work on it, but I can't pronounce it yet. But I know this translates into flower festival or something like that. So one thing I think is interesting, I also don't know what a Palisaur is that all the power that came from Nilo's special dance, or Nilo, I don't know, one of the two. It seems to be implied that it's going into these trees to like kind of refresh them, right? And then in a bit I forget where this happens. Hang on. Waiting. Oh yeah, I guess I could just have it full screen. Sorry. I'm waiting for the line. There's a special line. This is a weird tree, by the way. Okay, listen. I have to skip Kale here because I'm not looking for stuff on her right now. The Withering. Yes, the Withering. Interesting that they're calling it the Witherings. Many plants in the rainforest are already in decline. And we do have this whole issue with rainforest deforestation, don't we? It looks like they're kind of going to go for that. And I do wonder if they're even going to talk about like kind of this, there's almost like this big green wall in Africa where you can sort of see this border of area where it's very arid and dry, and then almost instantly where forestation has started or like continues, you know? I wonder if they're going to do that here, since Sumeru seems to be based on Southeast Asia, Middle East, kind of that whole southern Europe into the Middle East, into North Africa, and maybe into most of Africa. That'll be interesting if they also include the entirety of Africa. I thought it was just going to be like the northern half, but it might be like the whole thing, which would be kind of cool. We don't get many, if any, references to African mythology or history in pop culture media at all. I've already said my piece on the Akasha system, but I'm looking for this friggin' line. Where is this line? Okay. I don't want to talk about that yet. I'm looking for a special thing. We'll rewind, okay? I promise. Our God shall return, and then we'll all suffer retribution together. Blah 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 blah. Okay, that's fine. Okay, I think it's here. Grand Sage ordered us to stop the performance. This was the line I was talking about earlier. Maybe they see Lesser Lord Kusanali's birth as confirmation of Greater Lord Rukkhadevata's death. So the reason they keep saying that she disappeared is probably because they're just in denial that she's dead, right? And they might be trying to resurrect her. Interesting that they're working with Kusanali's birthday as a theme here. That is a weird looking... We'll talk about him in a minute. Extracting energy from ley lines. Yep. Using a divine knowledge castle. Listen, I got it. I want to talk about that as too. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. Too risky to continue this flower festival, which is interesting to me because why would a birthday celebration be risky? Unless Nilo's dance, like, does this not look like a wish? Does this not look like a wish? Right? The blue spiraling comet trails, the gold at the end, does that not look like a wish? I think it does. This one. Okay, hang on. This is the piece.
Continue the Sub-Zero's festival at this point. I don't want to get everyone in trouble.
We don't have any more festivals to waste.
That one. Okay. It was Kusanali who said it. Or Nahida, I guess I should call her. Listen, that's Kusanali. I don't care what anyone says. I know it's very loud. It's cause we did not get bingo, by the way. I'll turn this back down to like here. So this was the line that I took away from the whole trailer as like the most important one. We don't have that many more festivals to waste. So the fact that Kusanali is saying that there's festivals that can even be wasted means that there's something special about what's happening with the festival, and that whatever the festival's doing, it's a limited resource. I do wonder if they're like trying to deconstruct Kusanali and reconstruct her. Like you're looking at this giant tree, right? You've got this giant tree of data. You've got this whole Akasha system. You've got a cloud computing server. There's all this glitching stuff. Kusanali looks like she can almost astral project herself if Golden Apple Archipelago is anything to go by. And all of these connections between dreams and trees and the ley lines and everything else, it seems like they might be trying to almost rewind time by deconstructing something that currently exists and then using that source material to reconstruct something that previously existed. So I wonder if that's part of what's happening. Because, like, you've got this evil laugh superimposed over this dance of Nilus. Or Nilo? I don't know which one it is. It's one of the two. Like, look at all this. Wait a second. Hang on. Hang on. Hi, Ether. I want to see something. Yeah. Did you notice that this is disappearing? So here's something interesting. This is the exact opposite to what happened in A's second story quest, right? Because when she planted a tree and it grew, you started to see all of the stuff around her start to like be built up, right? Like we saw the Narukami Shrine actually getting built, right? So I'm wondering if by getting rid of the tree, you actually get rid of the reality around it. So a withering in this case might just be that like the tree is degrading. That one, yep. The tree is actually withering. So maybe they're actually trying to take all of this data to reconstruct their god. Who knows? But you're right, guys. The city as a mirage in the desert of ignorance. Whoa. No, what was it? Wisdom is a mirage in the city of something. I forget. Something about an oasis. I forget the exact line. Anyway. This is what happens with unhinged science. Hello, traveler. So this is two different lines because the world forget me is not a real line. It would be the world forgot me or the world forgets me. So the world has to forget me or the world will not forget me. Who knows? It's going to be one of the two, probably. Or should forget me. The morn 1,000 roses brings. So, okay. Title. This is interesting. So morn, M-O-R-N, is different from mourn with M-O-U-R-N because M-O-U-R-N is like mourning the dead, grieving, right? So this might just be a pun because morn in this case is referring to mourning. So the dawn 1,000 roses brings, which is why I'm wondering if like mourn might be a pun there. However, a couple of things. 1,000 is interesting because 1,000 was used for the omnipresent God, right? The 1,000-eyed, 1,000-armed, 100-armed God or something like that. 1,000-eyed, 100-armed God. Yeah, something like that. So that's one thing. And the other thing is that roses, in terms of alchemy, are usually something to denote secrets. Anytime you see a rose on a book or like Witch of the Purple Rose or any of that kind of stuff, know that the roses are actually talking about secrets. So if I had to retranslate this, I would say the dawn 1,000 secrets bring. Right? That's what I would say. Oh yeah, Temple of 1,000 Winds, yeah. So there's a lot there's a lot of symbolism here. There's a lot of symbolism here. Lot of symbolism. Okay, the rest of this is just like the events and stuff, but I want to go talk about something kind of specific. Sorry. All right, this thing is interesting because it kind of looks like the seed that we got from the chasm if you did that one quest. I think that might have something to do with it. It also looks quite a bit like a geospecter or just specters in general. The reason why that's important is because specters, especially if you look at like the description for geospecters, they actually say that the geospecters are thought to resemble the fruit of the inverted tree that exists in the sky. So they're supposed to look like Irminsul fruit, which I think is interesting. So yeah, I think that's interesting. Divine Knowledge Capsule. I do wonder if this might be, since we're looking at the Akasha system, and I'm kind of thinking it more as like a cloud server, like a joint Google Drive or a virtual private server or something like that everyone's connected to, like an intranet. An intranet, yeah, not an internet, an intranet. That's kind of more what it is, isn't it? This might be like a flash drive equivalent. I don't think it's a gnosis necessarily, but I think it's a flash drive, which means it would like contain a bunch of data from the Akasha system or something similar, right? And it's very, very important to remember that in Zhongli's second story quest with Ashtaha and everything else, right? He really drove home the notion that rocks can contain memories, right? in that the more pure and just the more pure the rock, the clearer the memories. So this does seem like it could be something similar or akin to a flash drive. That's going to be my guess for right here. Does say you'll gain the wisdom of the gods. That's probably a bit of a misnomer. Hi, Dory. I'm sorry, I'm not that interested in you right now. Do. This is interesting that we've got a sealed ruin grater. Giant dinosaur, dinosaur. Oh, okay, it's coming. It's coming. I'll skip. Okay, this is not the right color. You guys seeing this? This is not the right color. Oh. Yun Kiwi, thank you for the super chat. Wild guess, people in Sumeru don't dream, and the way everything vanishes in that one scene, what if Sumeru is the dream? Yeah. No, that's probably the whole thing. I do wonder, I've been thinking about this for a while, and I wonder if Teyvat in general is like a bunch of different bubble domains that are kind of like squished together so you can pass through them easily. And they're all kind of maintained by the people who are inside of them. Like they kind of anchor in there, you know? Oh, Lucky JC, a bit late, but in the Japanese trailer, Nahida said, world about me forget, as in the past tense, which means that, chat jumped. She's telling the world to forget her, and it's not will not forget. Okay, so she's literally saying, forget about me. Got it. Interesting. Interesting. Was Nahida the third person with white hair and elf ears? Yes, it is. Okay, so this guy, the coloring here reminds me quite a bit of the pyramids. Like when we saw the pyramids and they had some of the new things that were outside. It kind of reminds me more of that. But it does make me wonder if there will be some variations on some of the Conrian robots, or if that one in particular is a little bit special. This is interesting that they've got a mechanical device trying to extract energy from the ley lines. And this is even more interesting. So here he is again, the white version. And if you look, this is so interesting. Because first off, this is from the perspective of the robot, I'm assuming. So the robot is targeting, you can see, he's got the targets on the Eremites here, and then a target on Ether, and a target on Alhaitham. So Alhaitham looks like he's gonna have some connections with the robots. If they're Eremites, why do they have Akasha thingies on them? It's interesting that, I know I keep saying this, but it's so bizarre to me that, like, look at the way that this robot is actually perceiving reality, right? Like, you can see it's almost looking at like binary bits of data. You see it? Along this edge here, like making up Alhaitham and Ether's pants. Do you see the data? You can almost see these little dots, right? And you can see the scan in the background. You see it move? As it spreads over the... It's almost like it's using elemental sight, but it sees data. And then here is a new target system honing in specifically not on Ether, but on Alhaitham. And then he glitches. And it looks like right here, you see over here on the left, it looks like he's got some error messages popping up. Now, what's very interesting here, look what happens when he completely targets Alhaitham. This symbol is very reminiscent of the one that I've been claiming as like an Irminsul symbol. Similar to the one that's on the Sustainer's cubes, that kind of thing. I think that's a new variation of it. Certainly looks like it. Nice and clear right here. Look at that. Nice and clear, nice and clear. Look at this poor dude. You can see like all these little matrixy kinds of stuff going on. And then we're gonna go to the next scene where it goes and it glitchy. Come on. Oh, there's another pulse. It's almost like these robots can't quite perceive reality correctly. Or, well, Teyvat's reality. Like, they really do, in this case, look like video game characters within a video game, which is kind of funny. Very meta. Love it. I love the meta. But this is what I wanted to do here. Hang on. Let's let this run. Yeah. I know it's not actual binary code, but it just kind of like feels like it to me. Interesting, when you have red and green overlap like that, that's how you make 3D. It does recognize Paimon. Paimon's got a little marker on her up here, right here. But it's interesting that it doesn't target Paimon. And it does look like it has its own interface and everything. Like you can kind of see the symbols on the bottom and the top here for its display screen, visual sensor. Okay, that was interesting. So it saw them, and then according to this, it shuts down. So the machine just shut off. And now we go straight into this guy. Look at what's happening here on his ear, though. This is where the Akasha system should be, and it's usually bright green. Now it's red. That makes me think we're going to have some issues with the system itself going berserk and maybe hijacking people's brains. I'm trying to see if we can get a better shot of this. Doesn't look it. Nope. But it looks like there's something going on between this thing's existence and the Akasha system here. Because now he's breaking down. And as soon as he breaks down, this guy freaks out. So you wonder if there's some way that the robot got connected to that dude. That's like the one big takeaway here. I've been theorizing for quite a long time that a lot of the Conrian robots, especially like Ruin Guards and Ruin Graders, might have originally had remote pilots. Right? So like picture remote pilots in like a VR headset controlling these robots from a safe location, right? And then maybe something went wrong and their minds got separated from their bodies and they got kind of corrupted. And so now these robots kind of wander around with like half of a soul or anything in there. Yeah, logic virus, something similar to that. It feels a little bit Hersher of corruption-y, which is fitting if you've seen the latest trailer from Honkai Impact, because this orb-like thing is kind of similar to something else that we saw in there. Actually, even if you don't keep up with Honkai, I actually highly recommend that you watch the latest Honkai trailer. Not because I think you'll understand what's going on, but because there's so much Genshin symbolism in there. And it's getting released, it just got released just before all the Sumeru stuff comes out, and the digital parallels are bizarre. And the Hersher of corruption in there has iconography that makes her look just like Susty. Well, if Susty was a big floating eyeball, but the trailer is called Because of You. It's all about Alicia. So if you play Honkai, definitely watch it for obvious reasons. If you don't play Honkai and you're not interested in story spoilers, I would still recommend watching it. If you're planning on ever playing Honkai and you don't want story spoilers, maybe don't watch it. But yeah, anyway. I was looking at this for the cryopods. This looks like it's the inside of those giant robots. Okay, wait, back. This is cool. You notice that this has the same twisting patterns and structure as the tree that we see back here. Remember this guy? Same thing. So I'm sitting here wondering if they're actually trying to like bring back a specific tree. That is a very angry purple ball. And that robot is gonna move. That's gonna be a thing. See? Like this? It looks like they're trying to create a tree. And I can't help but notice that all these things, they look like wishes. They look like wishes. And now everything's disappearing. Yep. Into the sky. There it is. Giant data tree. Anyway, I think that's all I have. I don't think I have anything else to add here for now. Let me rephrase. I don't think I have anything else to add here that I haven't already put into a speculations video and I haven't already covered, like, for here. Look at Traveler at 345. There is no Traveler at 345. What are you talking about? This is neat though. Like I said, it does look like Kusanali can just kind of like almost astral project herself. There she is, right there. Bloop. You said to rewind a little bit. I'm looking. Oh, there it is. Yeah, looks like travelers can get a pretty flower crown. I wonder if we can keep it. That would be cool. I'd be fine with not getting skins for Traveler if we could get, like, accessories, you know? Look at him. He looks so cute. So cute. Anyway, I'm this is still bothering me. But yeah, so this is going to be such a lore heavy update. My brain is going to explode. Yeah, I'll probably be like the Kitsune Mask and Ayaka story quest, you're right. Can Kusanali be a puppet of the original Dendro Archon? It's probably it's probably more likely that she's almost a remnant of her. You know? Like not necessarily a clone or a child, but like a piece of her, I guess. Can we watch the animated trailer together, or are you going to do a separate video on that? Oh, you mean the hand animated one? I'm not gonna watch that one. I mean, I've already watched it, but like a lot of the stuff that happens in those hand animated trailers, they don't happen in the actual game. Like if you remember, Inazuma got one and Kazuha fought the Traveler, and that never happened. So I'm not gonna be going through that looking for lore. In case you're wondering. Can the whole world just be data and it's going to be deleted? Yeah, easily. Yeah, okay, so is Kusanali even the god of wisdom? Do you guys... I'm gonna... Hang on. There's so many questions. Okay, listen. I am actually gonna shift gears here. We're gonna go play Genshin now because I have to do dailies and other things. And I'll start addressing questions now because I think I've shared my initial thoughts. So, if you're interested in that, stick around. If you just wanted the trailer stuff, we're kind of done. But we're also gonna be continuing to discuss the trailer. This is just like the extent of my breakdown. I'm not gonna go into further detail, like combing through this frame by frame again. For now. I just didn't really talk about the withering. The withering kind of seems like something that we're gonna deal with like pretty straight away though, and it does seem to be kind of similar to the chasm mud, in my opinion. I love mushies. Look at them, they're so pretty. So pretty. Okay. Let's go play stuff. I want to play some stuff. Lightning storm on Yashura Island. Sorry, I'm trying to catch up here. Will this be archived? Yes. Yes, it will. One thing I gotta do though is I gotta turn down volume. I do use Filmora. It's the most reliable video editor for PC that I've found. Honestly, that's not like crazy complicated because I don't need half the stuff. I don't need half the stuff that things like Adobe Premiere and stuff have. It's just not necessary. It's just gonna confuse me. I do ask that people not talk about leaks in here, and I do know what's a leak and what's not. I will put you in timeout if you do that. So please don't do that. Okay. Yeah. Anyway, I have to do Meatballs Quest. Have we crossed off the bingo? Listen, we did not get a bingo. We didn't even get close to getting a bingo. So there's that. That is a thing. So we just kind of ignoring the bingo card now. Let's see. As close to we got was, wait. This one. Turn that off. No collabs, no billet, no Lisa, no artifact preloads. Scar's not there, Ludihar passed him, Enjo's not there, in-game isn't there, teased character death. You know what? I'll take that one. This one's ambiguous. Anniversary concert announcement did not happen. Dendro Lawatro. Hang on. Not a Metaturl, never mind. Abyss Twin versus Dane, Resin Cap, Tartaglia, I don't remember, I don't think so. Expansion, I didn't see that either. New billet, new collab, no nothing. Yeah, we didn't get anything else here. We didn't get anything else here, so no bingo. We lose. That's okay. Right. Was there even one that was marked off? What do you mean, was there even one? Some of them were marked off, yeah. I just didn't get a bingo. No bingos for me's. Any new rough ideas about how Dottore might fit in with this based on new information? I mean, oops. You know, something about having 80% crit and not critting is like the most infuriating thing. I'm just saying. Very annoying. How Dottore fits in with everything. I would say that Dottore in this case is probably working with the Academy. I mean, I don't want to jump up there. Come down here. Thank you. More. I would say he's probably working with the Academy, mostly because, like, we know he has some interest in Scaramouche, right, from the Lazo trailer. And the reason why he's interested in Scaramouche is entirely because he, you know, divine gazes and gnosis and making an artificial god. And in his Pale Flame artifact set, he even talks about, to Piero, he says, I'll be able to make you anything you like, even a god, right? Or even that which is comparable to a god. So I think having Dottore fit in with just the fact that Kusanali is sort of being, it looks like almost extracted. It looks like he's almost trying to do two different godlike experiments, right? It looks like he's trying to do one experiment where, he's like trying to make a god with Scaramouche, right? That's what I would assume. And then another one where he's trying to unmake a god where he's got Kusanali. That seems kind of where he would fit in if I had to take a guess. That's my goal. That's yeah. I don't think Kusanali is an artificial being. Well, as non-artificial as you can get in Genshin, anyway. I don't think she's completely artificial. But yeah, I think that's where he makes the most sense to fit in. Don't you? I'm not really sure where else they would slot him in. Besides, like, besides that, like, Dottore, you know, he was kicked out of the academia, right? And so to be able to come back and be like, oh, so you're all about the heresy now, would be like such poetic justice for him, I guess. It just seems very fitting for him to sort of be a source of corruption for the academy. Or the academia. I don't like the term academia. Let me just call it an academy and be done with it, please. Anyway. Not only does Al Haytham looks like Sue, he actually shares Sue's voice actor in Chinese, by the by. So, I think it's a similar to an Ayato Otto situation. Which is cool, but it also means I have to pull him because Sue will never be playable in Honkai ever. So if I ever want to play Sue, then I'm gonna have to get him in Genshin. Which is kind of funny when you think about it. These guys are annoying. Not because they're hard, they're just, you know, they float. Annoying little floaty bloaties. Hi, little dude. I don't remember or know who uses these, but I know somebody will eventually, so I figure I should just kind of like start collecting enough to do something with eventually. Hi. So there's that. That's why I'm down here, in case anyone's wondering. All right. I know, too cute to be killed. Yeah. Clearly Sue, but I get Kevin vibes from him weirdly. You know what? I do too, though. Like, that's a real thing. I I kind of feel like, and okay, I've said this before. I actually do think that when it comes to XPs in Genshin, I think that they've taken 2 or more characters from their other games and then mixed them to make Genshin characters. So in this case, I actually think that Alhaitham would be both Kevin and Sue at the same time, which is why you kind of get the vibes of both from him. That's my opinion anyway. Kusanali VA Terry from Honkai. Yep. Kusanali does share Teresa's voice actor in Chinese, so that's pretty accurate. So there's that. I wish they'd give us different poems so that we could learn more Hilichurlian. Do I think KK is indeed Kevin? I'd be surprised if it's not Kevin, honestly. KK was Kevin's kind of code name back in Gun Girls, as far as I remember. Or Hokai Gakuen 2 or whatever it's called. Too many names. So I think it would make sense for it to be him. It doesn't necessarily have to be. I just think it makes sense for it to be. So I'll be surprised if it ends up not being that. Oh, that's right. Her commissions are considered emergency ones for some weird reason. Can I do the Hilichurl dance? No, I cannot. Why do you think there's different designs to the Ruin Guard variants? Do you mean different makes and models design-wise? Or do you mean designs as in like the writing on them? Those are 2 different things. Give me things. I'm a sneaky Yaksha that's not that sneaky. Okay, bye-bye. No, leave me alone.
Feel this ancient power.
Doot. Oh, I got stuck. I'm stuck. Help, free me. Okay. Okie dokies. Can you actually do the sneaking? Yes. I'm just not really sure what their detection radius is, which is the only reason I don't like these commissions. Like, I don't mind the sneaky bit. It's just that, like, their detection radius is so arbitrary, it feels like. Because sometimes you can be, like, 5 feet behind them, and then sometimes you can be, like, 10 feet behind them. And whether or not they detect you feels like it's kind of a crapshoot, you know? It is possible to sneak this one, yeah. It is possible. I just don't. Not this one. I can do a couple of the other ones very easily, but... Yeah, you're right, though. It is worth pointing out that I don't think the voice acting scene in China is as robust and as large as the voice acting scene in Japan. So they definitely reuse voice actors a lot more. It's not quite the same thing. Like, if you have a Japanese voice actor who's getting reused for another character, like, generally there's going to be a connection there. Because as far as I know, like, in Japan, the voice actors are almost considered like the heart or soul of the animated character, in a way. So when a voice actor dies, like, sometimes they'll just kill off a character because it replacing them is almost like unthinkable, you know? But that doesn't happen. Where'd they go? Where's the dude? Oh, you're invisible. That's why. Hi. Where'd he go? Okay, that was funny. But yeah, so it's not like a hard and fast rule when they reuse voice actors, but it's usually like a pretty good indicator of what they're intending to do. It's just, yeah. Do I watch anime? If so, which one is my favorite? I used to watch more anime than I do now. I don't really watch any nowadays. I tend to read it. If it has a comic form, I tend to prefer that. But most of the time I'm just like so preoccupied with video games because they take hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of hours to really get through all these different ones. I missed. I'm just usually so preoccupied with video games that I don't watch much anime. Especially just because like I'm usually listening to podcasts or educational documentaries or things like that on my devices, and I prefer to listen to those rather than watch them because watching actually takes energy. And I would rather be putting energy into playing something interactive. So I don't watch much anime these days. I will watch anime movies more than I will watch series, to be fair. She also got time. How do you think that seed we have found in the chasm would come into play in Sumeru? I've said it a few times before. I really think that seed in the chasm is going to be kind of inconsequential overall to Sumeru in general. Reason being is because it's kind of an optional area. Like, you don't have to go there and do that quest. I don't think the chasm is, well, maybe the chasm is required. I don't know if the chasm's actually optional, because I do all content, whether it's optional or not, and I've forgotten what is optional and what isn't. Like, is Dragonspine optional? I can't remember. I don't think it is. Maybe it is. I know Enkanomiya is optional, because there's no real Archon quest down there. But there is an Archon quest, even though it's like an interlude or like a side story in the chasm, but I don't think you have to go there before you go to Sumeru. I think we were going to be able to go to Sumeru outside of the chasm, but maybe not. I can't remember. I have to look it up. Alright, who wants to watch me fail at puzzles? Who wants to watch me fail at puzzles? Or maybe not. This doesn't look that hard. Oh, okay. Not that one. Not that one either. Okay, I see. They are gonna make this, like, kind of tricky. Nope. Can't do that. So we go to 3, maybe? Go to 3, put a medium gear in. Yes. And then we'll go to 7 and put a medium gear in. No. Oh, because it's like an elevated thing. Oh, I forget how this works. I don't remember how this works. Wait, how does the upper level work? I don't remember how this works. Wait. How does the upper level work? I don't know how the upper level works. Oh no. How does it work? I don't remember how this works. I'm just gonna put everything in. Nope. I don't remember how this works. Some gears have multiple levels. Yeah, but I don't remember how this works. Hang on. And a column that allowed... Blah, 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 blah. Okay. Oh, okay. Okay. I see. for 6. I wanted to try putting it in 6. There it goes. I get it now. I have an unnecessary piece, but that's okay. It looks cool. Gotcha. Gimme! Yay! Okay. Alright, let's go somewhere to chill. Mostly here, because I have things to do in the archipelago. The event just started, so, you know, you got plenty of time. Wouldn't worry about it. Teapot? No, we're not going to my teapot. There's nothing in there. I mean, well, I guess there's kind of stuff in there, but also not really. Fontaine tidbits are nice, because we don't have all that many, but I will say I really prefer getting some, you know, I don't know, Natlan stuff would be great. That'd be amazing. I would very much prefer some Natlan crumbs to Fontaine right now, because we have nothing on Natlan, and we have, like, enough on Fontaine to be functional, so. That's my take. Maybe it's a hot take. I don't know. Is that a hot take? I don't think it's a hot take. Anyway. You thought Tomo would be from Fontaine? Yeah, I could see that. I could see why you'd think that. I didn't think he'd be from Mondstadt or Fontaine or anything. I thought he was just going to be a blonde dude in Inazuma. I don't know why I'm running in circles. Hang on. Actually, let's take the elevator. I didn't mean to do this. I'm distracted. Do you have anything about Snezhnaya? I mean, like, everything regarding the Fatui is basically more information about Snezhnaya, so I'm also not too fussed about getting more information about them. I don't think it's going to be cyberpunk. I think it's going to be steampunk, which is a little different. Mara Javari, I don't know. Now, I will admit that when it comes to the vast amount of influences that Sumeru has, there's a lot to consume and digest, especially if you're, like, not really familiar with it. I know that some people have expressed concern about designs and some people haven't. Some people like the designs. Can I climb this wall, please? Will you please let me climb my wall? And I'm honestly not really sure where I land in a lot of the design inspirations at the moment. Because I'm not really sure, like... I'm just not sure where most of them come from. Like, I have general ideas for parts of them, but then not for parts of the others. Because there's just so much! Like, imagine having to reference, like, 6 types of mythology just to understand what's happening in Sumeru. I've had to take, like, 4 crash courses in Buddhism. And I've decided that if you are Buddhist, you're probably pretty smart because that's so much stuff. It's so much stuff to go through. Isn't Lisa Italian? Possibly. I mean, she's got her last name is Minci, right? Something like that. So I guess that would make sense. Can I go in here? What? Lame. Look, that's not glass. Lame. I wanted to go in there. Oh, okay. Guess I can't climb that. That's fine. That's fine. It's mean, but it's fine. One day I'll turn that off. Okay, so I do have a theory about that. So Material Girl saying female for Ruka Devata would actually be Ruka Devi, yes, while male will be Dev or Devata. So they're calling the god Ruka Devata, but it's a female. Okay, so I was thinking about this a little bit, and if you watch the Sumeru speculations video I did, like the latest one, I was talking about how she might actually be based on shoot, it's not Mott. What's her name? Oh my god, I'm so bad at names. Shoot. What is Kansu's mom's name? Oh, I forget. But I wonder, I do know that goddess in particular was one that was very independent, and I almost wonder if she's being written out as taking a masculine role, not because she's particularly masculine, but because she's very independent and usually isn't associated with having a male counterpart. I wonder if that might not be part of it. Hey, look, I found a thing. Come down here.
I will have order. Come into being. Feel this ancient power.
No, not Kali.
There's quality here.
There's also that Egyptian gods were worshipped as many different genders, with no real set gender identity a lot of times. Or rather, I should say that their gender roles were kind of very loosely defined. Do I think the green jewel in the PV looks similar to the shriveled seed from the chasm? Yeah, a little bit. I think it looks a little similar, yeah. It would be interesting if there might be like some data stored on it. I want to fly up there, but I don't remember which is the thing that I'm supposed to do to get up there. Look at these little dudes. They're just chilling. They're just chilling, staring off into the sunset. Hi, little dudes. I'm gonna ruin their day. What up? Yee! That was less effective than I thought it would be. I thought I'd get an overload and knock them off, but I didn't. Listen, it's okay. They can have nap time. I don't have to be nice to them all the time. You don't have to be nice to people who throw things at you. Listen, if people are like constantly throwing things at you, you are not obligated to be nice to them. Even if they are part of like a cursed dead civilization that makes you feel bad every day. It is very, I want to point out it's very possible that Fontaine in general is based on both Italy and France and a lot of other European countries that have like those waterways, because that is something that a lot of different European countries do share. You know, you ever wondered why her castle is like falling apart? Because I do. All the time I wonder why her castle is falling apart. Like, it's supposed to be like this grand and glorious kingdom, so why are half of her towers like falling over? I don't get that. Okay, I didn't mean to jump down here either. I just kind of wanted the things and ended up here. So I guess we'll swim over there. Didn't she break it? Oh, I don't know. What? Hey, what? Ah! I don't know who you are, but I guess thank you for that. That was fun. That always spooks me. I always think I unlock like a secret achievement and I'm like, oh, what did I do? Have I swum for like 1,000 hours or something? Nope. Oh, hey, look, a chest. What are these? I don't remember what these do. Apparently they're just decorative. I'm stuck. Completely random question, but do you think we'll meet an Archon that actually agrees with whatever Celestia is doing completely? If we do, I think it'll be the Hydro Archon. But honestly, probably not. I think I feel like it's kind of unlikely at this point. Like, I feel like they'll all disagree to an extent. But I also feel like a lot of them are in really bad positions. Like, they don't actually know how to go about a rebellion, or maybe they're just, like, completely unable to. Like, they might be shackled in some way. Okay. This is Angel Share, isn't it? Alright then. I guess a married couple lives here now. Couple of married birds. Official's funny. Okay. Let's go do this chest over here that I missed. Looks like Mona's house. It's got Angel Share signs on the side, though. And it's funny, because, like, this whole place is definitely based on Mondstadt, because Official even has, like, a version of Timmy. And Ellen. And it's really funny. So we're kind of actually getting to re-explore Mondstadt a little bit. But through the eyes of Official. I think that's pretty cool. Who do I think is going to be the Hydro Archon? I think Seal is a pretty good option for sure. I'm really not sure who else they would use. She seems to be the character that would have the most dualistic nature. And that seems to fit Hydro pretty well. So I think that's a pretty good guess, honestly. I don't want to go up here. Durandal, I'm hesitant to suggest anything with Dudu. And yeah, you know, a lot of people are suggesting, oh, it should be Rosa from Tears of Thamus because, you know, law, order, legal stuff. I think that would make a lot of sense. Personally, I think her design is extremely boring, though. And, I mean, it makes sense in a dating sim kind of thing. Or an Ottoman game, or however you want to categorize it. Just because, like, when you're in those games, it's more about sort of being a self-insert-ish kind of thing. So, like, having a really unique main female character usually doesn't make all that much sense. It's kind of rare. But I don't know how they would make that more interesting for, like, an Archon. But then again, Kusanali exists. And while she's really cute, it's so hard to look at her and say, oh yeah, Archon. At least for me. It's hard for me to look at her and say Archon. You know. What? You can get the script? You can get the script? What? 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 No. Do I get to keep it? Are you gonna time gate me? I get to keep it. Yee, that's cool. That's really cool. Okay, cool. In that case, I kind of want to go to all these other stages now and see if I can get more scripts. Now I get to read the play in order. I mean, I actually did the play in order. I don't think you can do the play out of order, actually. Can you? I don't think you can. Well, it doesn't look like there's any notes here on this one. Maybe it's just that one stage that has the script on it. Still, that's pretty cool. Secret collectible. I like it. I'll keep it. That's nice. It's okay if I can't read it. It's just nice that I have it. I like, you know, just having a souvenir. Oh, can you do the middle three in any order? Oh, okay. Well, then... Well, then that's a thing. Nope, there's not one here either. Check notes. Right. Forgot about that. No, I have so much to say about Fischl's thing, but it's like so confusing and I don't actually have any thoughts that are like really coherent. Watch. It's Timmy. Watch. Oh, I missed. Well, this is Timmy. He'll get mad if you kill the birds. So, Timmy. He loves his bird pals. He loves his bird pals. I'm gonna go over here. I don't remember what's over here. A short, sharp girl with a trident would be amusing. Oh, yeah, I guess so. Do I think Raiden will play a bigger role in the future, just like May and Dr. May and Honkai? I don't know. Probably not. It certainly isn't her story, you know? May already takes center stage in too many things, in my opinion. Like, to the point where they may as well just, you know, not call Kiana their main girl. Like, it's kind of getting ridiculous. I don't remember what all the Night Watch contracts are supposed to do. I know they let me fly places, but I don't, like, beyond that, like, what do they do? Like, is there a reason I want to fly all these places, or I don't know. Ah, no. Wrong way! Wait, what am I... Oh, that's just mean. That's just mean. Make me go backwards. What? Hey. God, that was mean. It was so mean. Nope. Ah! I missed the thing. Okay, well, I'm done. I was trying to hit the thing because I went out of the way, and now I have to do it again. Yeah, I'm not really sure what they're doing with the original trio in Honkai. I find it really confusing because it feels like it's all about Mei all the time right now. And then, like, sometimes Dudu, and then Kiana's kind of like, oh, right, we used to talk about her, didn't we? And Bronya is kind of showing up a little bit. Like, it does seem like Bronya is getting some spotlight in Star Rail, at least in the beginning, which is nice. But she's still not a huge focus. And it just is kind of weird, you know? It feels a little strange. So I don't know what they're gonna do with that. Don't really has me in opinions. I mean, I have a lot of opinions, but I mean, like, I don't have an opinion on that, I guess. Oh, it's gone. Okay, well, that was mean of you. That was very mean of you. Super mean. But all right, I understand. Gunslinger character. I don't know that we'll get guns in Genshin. I don't think that'll happen. I think it'll be very strange if we do. But I don't know. It just I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. The Fatui have guns, yeah, but like I don't think we're gonna get like a gun character. Because like at that point, yes, Zhao really does say boring. In English anyway. Like at the point when you get
Ahoy! You're fine, but this boat. Does this who would have thought?
I think at the point where you get gun characters, when you already have bows or catalysts, it just feels like, well, why aren't you just a catalyst? Why aren't you just a bow? Because like they've already proven that they're okay with doing melee catalysts or like mixing things up or even using a bow character that changes stances, right?
Nope, the name doesn't ring a bell. All right, Mitaboru, you told us to come here.
So I don't know. I just don't think we'll get a gun character.
It feels so weird being called that all of a sudden. Ugh.
This still bothers me that he's like this weird English pirate.
I've lost track of how long
Yeah, essentially any weapon catalyst character stance change. That's kind of how I think about it. Because like when you really start to think about it, like the reason why someone like Yoimiya is so broken single target is because she can convert her damage to pyro. Because like otherwise she'd just be a physical DPS, right?
a talking ship is just
And if you're gonna put all of your heavy damage into doing elemental damage anyway, then just make them a catalyst because they do elemental damage all the time.
I'm a pirate ship after all. Call it a pirate ship's intuition, or some kind of sixth sense. Either way, the moment I woke up, you have...
Yeah, exactly. So that's just kind of the point. Like at that point, there's no point in bow characters, right?
Or may I...
Let's help Mitaboru. If he finds his body and we get treasure in return,
So, will you help me or not? Great! Well, there's a place...
I mean, child kind of counts, doesn't he?
As soon as I woke up, based on my...
time to set sail.
Oh yeah, Akademeki. I mean, yeah, kind of. Sort of. I guess this is kind of Akademeki lore, huh? Is it faster to just warp? Can I warp? I guess I can't. I guess I could warp over here and then sail. Let's take the long... We're gonna go the scenic route. We're gonna go the super scenic route. Let's go! Which characters am I excited for? Oh, goodness. Sino, Alhaitham. We'll see about Dea. We'll see. Let's see. Beyond them. Right now, it's just kind of just those two. And then maybe eventually Scaramouche, but I guess that goes without saying. He'll show up eventually. You'll see. Eventually. The thing with Sino though is like I've started my my Scaramouche fund. I'm at 32,000, I think, for Scaramouche on my savings right now. And I'm intending to just see how far I can get before he shows up. And I will be pulling for Alhaitham, but I'm not quite sure if I want to pull for Sino. We'll just have to see. He looks like he could be really cool. But it'll depend. It'll depend. We'll see. Dea looks really cool, but she also kind of just feels like Desert Beto. So I'm not sure how she'll end up being in the end, you know? Nilo, I mean, I'm fine. I have the same opinions on her as I do on Kokomi, right? Like, she's one of those characters that if I had, I'd probably build and use, but I don't know that I'll go out of my way for her. If that makes sense. Let's see. I'm not interested in Dory at all. And Collet, we're getting a copy for free, so I don't need to worry about that unless I want to go for Constellations, which I don't really care about right now. Tainari seems like he's going to be added to the standard banner, so that's cool. I'm happy with that. I don't really feel like I need to pull for him. Who else?
Is this really the right place?
Oh, I guess Kusanali eventually. That'll depend.
Here, but a shipwreck. Oh, Mitaboru had better.
No leaked stuff, please. No leaked stuff. That includes leaked character names. I ask nicely.
How did it go? Did you find
Mitaboru?
So yeah, Kusanali is hit or miss for me on whether or not I'll pull for her, I guess. It's gonna really depend on how endearing her personality ends up being and whether or not her kid is enticing at all. Oh right, Baizu is a thing now too. We'll see.
But there are so many islands in the northwest. Wait a minute. If you mean one of the larger islands, there are only 2 of them in the northwest.
Now that you mention it, I do sense the cawing of
Will they ever add a 5-star Geo to the standard banner? Oh, who knows? Who friggin' knows at this point?
But not just to be precise. The cawing is coming from.
So, you're hearing 2 sounds?
Baiju would be interesting. I'm not... I think that'll depend on his kit, really. Because, like, I like his design. I'm not a big fan of his voice actor. And I'm still kind of mixed on his personality. Like, I don't quite get it yet. So I'm going to have to wait till they give us more information on him.
Time to find the...
Yeah, and I don't know when they'll ever put a Geo unit on the standard banner. I still think they should have put Albedo on the standard banner, like for sure. I think that would have been the smart thing for them to do. Because, like, Albedo, not only is he pretty useful overall, but he's not broken. He's just, like, a general support unit, you know? And then also, he has Mondstadt Ascension materials. So he just feels like a natural slot. In my opinion. I feel like he'd be a good fit for standard. Yao Yao at this point I just think is a myth. Like, we saw her on some official artwork once, I think, and that was it. Who knows what they're gonna do with her, if anything. I guess that's true. She is still in a lot of character voice lines. With a Genshin Switch port. Yeah, right. That's never gonna happen. Oh, I'm not looking at the screen. What am I doing?
Here we are. This is
Oh, we gotta go up. Up? I don't want to climb. Chest! Oh, well, this was a useful diversion then. We found a chest, guys. This might be tricky.
Moment of birth. Order guide you.
Is it dead? It's dead. Cool.
Stabilize.
Hi.
Useless.
Oh, he's dead. That's why I didn't go back. Cool. Do. Gimme.
Why would anyone want? Forget it. It's not.
I've been doing the archipelago pretty slow, so. 3.2, 3.3, we should get a crossover, huh? Well, that'd be interesting. Are you saying that because of Aloy? I feel like Aloy was kind of a weird exception. I like Navi. Did you know "Hey Listen" was like my text message ringtone for like a long time? I'm one of those very few people who actually likes Navi. Then again, though, I did play most of Ocarina on time of time with without the audio on. So maybe that helped. That might have helped. I love Fi. She was kind of annoying, but I loved her as a character. Given the chance, would you voice a Genshin character? I mean, I wouldn't say no. I don't think I'd be very good at it.
Not only did it break into 2 pieces, but the parts are also completely tattered.
I kind of remind you of Navi in a way. Hey, listen! It's not nice.
Hey, why don't we take a peek and confirm whether...
Oh, no, if they do Persona collab, they'll just give us Joker. And don't get me wrong, I love Joker, but I'm also so sick of him.
Come on, let's go back and show them to Mitaboru.
Give me Aegis! Or something. Give me something else. Somebody else. Anybody else. Wait, where'd he go? Oh. Melfin, thank you for the super chat, man. I appreciate that.
There you are. How did it go? Did you find something? Let me guess. You found a huge load of nothing. Oh, I dropped the cannon.
Igor, I mean, you're not wrong. To be fair, though, like, does Capitano not remind anybody else of Thanatos from Persona 3? Because, like, that's all I see when I look at him.
We didn't paint this. We took it using a camera.
So, it was drawn by a machine through some high-speed mechanism.
So even the mighty pirate ship has never...
What are you trying to say? But anyway, what's that thing in the middle of this?
I should voice a high-energy researcher from the academia.
That's the shipwreck we found.
Oh, there you go.
Impossible.
I wanna voice a fungal researcher.
You may not know this. The edges of my frame boards were refined with folded.
Gamer cousin. Yeah, alright.
Your intuition led us to ship...
It's probably because of the special bond between our boats that draws us to one another. before. Anyway,
Splatoon characters would fit really well. I mean, they would just be like half squid people, right? Just like Goro or Iona or any of them, right? They'd just be squid instead of cat or dog. They'd fit. It'd work.
We should go for a cruise together sometime.
That's for sure. I can't believe I sensed the wrong thing twice in a row. You have to apply cork once in a while if you want a long-lasting voyage.
What the heck is caulk? Is it the glue that holds all the parts of the ship together?
Ha ha! Paimon, you're a funny one, aren't you? No, but you're not. Cork is the stuff we use to fill the gaps between the planks to stop water.
Meatball, man, you gotta stop, buddy.
Exactly. Which reminds me, I got some.
Will I get Kokomi next batch? No, probably not. I'm not summoning probably until Sino, and I'm still mixed on him.
We'll definitely find something.
Paimon sure hope so.
What's wrong, Paimon? You don't sound like you believe me. Anyway, this time.
Hydro Mobius would be hilarious. But I will say I don't actually think I've kind of changed my opinion on Mobius potentially being any Archon, because I don't think any of the Archons are necessarily based on Flame Chasers. I actually think it's more likely that the Hexen Circle has Flame Chaser connotations. It seems more likely, like way more likely. Which would actually be kind of cool. Because it would create a situation where, like, Aponia might be Mona's master, right? Like, that would be really cool.
Could it be this reef? It looks kind of small.
Surely you found something this time. Have I finally convinced you of this mighty pirate ship's razor-sharp treasure hunting senses?
All there was a bird, so yeah, tech.
Oh.
Really? So this is the valuable treasure you...
Paimon, you may not be aware, but the mightier the pirate ship, the longer its voyage at sea, you see.
Which Persona 5 villain do you think is best? I think Kamoshida is one of the better antagonists of P5 instead of Shido. Honestly, this is such a hot take. I actually did not like the storyline of Persona 5 at all. The thing I didn't enjoy about it was the fact that the enemies became less and less personal as time went on. And because they became less and less personal, it felt like the stakes were actually going down. Like they started really high and then they went down and then they kind of went up again, but it also had no real relation to any of the kids that you were playing as. Because like your teacher being really fucked up and abusive and like harassing students sexually like feels really personal, and it feels like the stakes are really high. When you start going into, oh, we're just gonna challenge a random mob boss, like suddenly it doesn't feel as real anymore, and so the stakes don't feel as consequential, even though like taking on a mob boss is probably not a great idea. And you know, it also takes a lot of guts to do that kind of thing. I'm like, I get that, but it doesn't feel right, you know? Okay. The meaning of life is to be happy, so you go do that.
What happened? What was that?
I know where this plank comes from. Traveler, Paimon, what you saw just now was my own memory. It was my first time sailing on the sea after I was built. The crew used greased planks to create a slipway, then launched me into the water. The thing is, it's really hard to control the angle at which the bow launches onto the water. These two planks, or should I say, these two side panels,
I don't think it's funny how we're getting Seirai Island lore in this. If you were here last year, you would have known that Golden Apple Archipelago is directly tied to Seirai, because like the murals and everything that are around the entire island, they're depicting a group of people who had gotten shipwrecked on these islands, and then Akodomeki, after he launched his rebellion against the shogunate, decided that, well, not decided, but he was a pirate captain, right? And then his friend Hibiki, who was a shrine maiden, released the Thunderbird, right? And the Thunderbird created this massive storm that actually sent Akodomeki out to sea and got him stranded on these islands. So like, he's the reason why there aren't any people here anymore, because he helped all the people escape and go back to, well, theoretically go back somewhere. But we actually don't know what happened to any of the people from the archipelago. They kind of just vanish entirely. And Akodomeki gets back to Seirai, realizes that everything's been destroyed, and decides to just travel the world. So that was that. So that's part of the reason why we're getting lore here again, is because they're very closely tied. Is Akko still alive? Probably not. He was around 500 years ago, and while a lot of people have been thinking about him as an Oni, I don't know necessarily that he has an extended lifespan.
It's a pity. But I'm afraid I didn't see much more than you did. I still can't recall my name.
Your name's Meatball.
Oh, it's not too bad.
Well, it's Seirai Maru, but whatever.
Traveler can keep calling me Mitoboru.
I don't know if Onis live longer in this universe, technically.
Of course it is! Paimon picked it after all. So, Mitoboru, is there anywhere else you want to go?
Although I can sense 2 more places, I fear it will be the same situation as before. No treasures, only some driftwood.
It doesn't matter.
Arr, but I swore there'd be treasure in this deal for you.
Hey, it's okay, Mitoboru. We're friends now.
Interesting that Paimon's giving up some treasure, though.
Let's hope you two can... Ha ha! Good! Let's go to the closer location first.
I mean, does no one else remember that Alice was the one who, like, got us this boat in the first place? Which feels odd, considering that Seirai Maru's, his real body is actually back on Seirai Island.
Let's start by taking a look along the coast.
Hello, my dudes. Wow, really? I missed the crit on you? Sadness. Pain and sadness.
Sure enough, no treasure here. Paimon knows that. Paimon just can't help feeling a little disappointed, that's all. There's a wooden sword here. It looks like a children's toy. Hey!
Could it be this wooden sword?
Surely it couldn't be a wooden sword.
What is the name for, is it psychometry? When you can touch an object and get a memory or a vision from it? That'd be funny to have a pirate witch.
Whoa! That lightning was... Paimon could still feel her head spinning.
Shiver me timbers! I remember now. The sea battle between Akodomeki and the shogunate. And then the lightning that came at the end of the battle. Oh, what could it have been? Will blow me down. Just a fraction of the Thunderbird's wrath, and yet still so powerful. Wait, but the lightning came from Seirai Island. Traveler, have you been there? Do you know what happened to the island after that? No. It was a truly terrible thunderstorm, it was. I don't have the words to describe the horror of it. We stood up against the shogunate precisely because we did not want our homeland to be ruled by them. We wanted to protect the people of Seirai Island.
What do I think causes the traveler's psychometry? Yeah, probably more like ley line stuff. Yeah. Need a redesign for the blue Oni? Oh, you mean Tetsuya? Yeah, he should have been playable for sure. I agree. Even as like a 4-star. Honestly, it would have made more sense for him to be like a 4-star Geo support for Ito than Goro. Because like it's to me it feels very strange for Goro to not have any real synergy with Kokomi. Like I feel like he should have had some synergy with Kokomi. So like, well, I don't think it's too far off for Goro to be a good support for Ito. I just also don't think it makes sense for him to be the support. It would have made way more sense for Tetsuya to be that, but whatever.
Now reduced to a children's toy of all things.
I have no idea where the squirrel went. The squirrel was so friggin' random, and we just never saw him again.
After all, it is a...
No, there's no point taking this now. Young scallywags. The little landlubbers got me this time.
It's really bad because all I can hear when I'm listening to this boat is Mr. Krabs. Hunting for treasure, me buyers.
The only thing I'm worried about now. Let's hope so.
We ate the squirrel. No, I hope not. Please no. You'll never get me, Krabby Patties. I can't. This is not the Krusty Krab. This is Patrick. Kuki is a good Ito support, though. Will I ever play Elden Ring? No, I won't.
Is the last place somewhere around here?
Aye, most surely. The precise location seems to be in that house on the beach. Wait.
There are a lot of wooden planks on this conch house, but they don't look like what we're after. Oh! Could it be the one on the stone? What is it, though? A board nailed onto 2 wooden strips? This is a musical instrument?
I want a xylophone. Give me one.
Why don't we try it out first before giving it to Mitaboru? Paimon's pretty sure this instrument hasn't been repaired in a while.
Will I play Tower of Fantasy? No, I won't. I'm not interested in MMOs, like, in general. I used to play them a lot when I was younger, and I got really burned out of them, and I've just completely lost interest in them in general, so I don't even pay attention to MMOs anymore.
Did you find anything? This is indeed my last piece. But what the festering fishbait have they turned me into this time?
We think it's a musical instrument, but it hasn't been fixed for a while, so you can't really play anything with it.
That's so. A pity to be sure. Musical instrument.
I mean, if your favorite Genshin ship isn't the Crux Fleet and the Alcor, then I don't know what's wrong with you. I mean, I guess Meatball is a pretty good competitor. Gonna ship the Alcor with Meatball. There you go. That's the ultimate Genshin ship. Meatball and the Alcor.
Why don't you give it a try?
It hasn't been caulked for a long time, so...
It doesn't matter. Satisfy my curiosity. Just strike it and see what happens.
Boats are made for shipping. What are you talking about? Yeah, listen, I don't have a whole lot of time, you know, to dedicate to ongoing games. For that reason, I tend to only have 1, maybe 2 ongoing games at any given time, right? And I have to really love them. Because like these types of games, they take a lot of time, you know, and I just don't have enough to dedicate.
But since I was so badly damaged, it was the most I could do to bring them here. There was no way I could go back with them. It gladdens me heart to know that they are safe. But even though I said goodbye to them, I still can't help thinking, what if I could have gone back with them? Oh, how I wish we had returned.
Pearl Galley Alcor, 100,000 word enemies to lovers spec. There you go. Boom, done. Write it.
There are so many grand adventures for us to go on. So many treasures.
But yeah, so like the thing is like I have a lot of hobbies outside of video games, you know, and the more video games I add in, the less I can participate in those hobbies. Like, I am an extremely avid gardener, and I really, really love like cooking, and I like to go out and do things with my dogs, and so like I need to be able to have hours in the day that aren't taken up by games, basically, or work. Because I mean, I do have a job outside of doing YouTube stuff, so you know, it's stuff like that. I do like fishing. My special ability is actually catching fish without a pole. I'm quite good at it. I'm not gonna... Do I have any succulents? I do! I have the most ridiculous aloe plant you've ever seen in my life. Hand fishing. Yep. I was a wild child, okay? I grew up in the woods. I still live in the woods. I can grab them. I'm not particularly great at grabbing them, but I am good at working with fishing with a line but no rod. So like the line is just like fishing line attached to my hand. I'm quite good at that in particular. But I can't stab it with a spear. I've never been good at that, but I can catch them with my hand. I'm just not particularly good at that one. So, oh, I don't know about the biggest fish I caught. It's probably not all that impressive. Mostly because I fish rivers and brooks more than anything else. So those fish just don't get that big. My dogs catch fish for me. No, my dogs are the worst hunters in the world. Like, full stop. Like, they can't catch anything. When they do rarely catch something, they don't know what to do with it. And they'll usually, like, let it go, or they'll just hold it in their mouth, and you'll have this really terrified chipmunk that's just saturated in dog drool. It's actually kind of funny. It's actually really funny. It's really funny to watch them. Fave fish to eat. Honestly, brook trout, which around here we call them red spots because they're these really pretty little trout that have these large red spots on the side of their heads right behind their eyes. But yeah, it's very shallow water. That's why it's pretty... I don't want to say they're small fish, but like I don't think I've ever caught anything over 16 inches in a river. Not around here anyway. So that's probably my limit, but I've never been particularly big on measuring them because again, it's not about size. Catfish are not in my area, so I can't catch those. We have mostly perch and carp. We have sunfish. Again, like I said, brook trout, brown trout. We get a lot of chubs, depending on where you are. I guess if you want to go saltwater fishing. I'm not particularly big on saltwater fishing, though. So, there's that. But yeah, so that's the reason why I don't play like a lot of gacha games. I have energy for one primary gacha game and then maybe another one that I log into and play casually sometimes for like 10-15 minutes a day or something. So any games, I couldn't play two Genshin style games at the same time. I just couldn't. Like, I'm even struggling right now just playing Genshin and Xenoblade at the same time. I'm at the point where I'm just like, I just need to finish Xenoblade and just have it not be on my plate. I actually do have to finish Xenoblade before Sumeru comes out, though. I'm gonna be in trouble if I don't. I'll just never finish it if I don't, actually. Yeah. When Breath of the Wild 2 comes out, I'm gonna be in trouble again. I'm gonna have to go like, hey. I'm gonna have to go super slow on it. What about Zenless Zone Zero? I don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna play that. Here's the thing about Zenless Zone Zero. It looks like a really cool, funny game. But it also feels like it's a game where it's primarily combat focused. And that there's nothing wrong with that, but it's a very similar game to Honkai in that way. And Honkai is very, very combat focused, and it feels like a fighting game to me. Like a Super Smash kind of style thing. I know it's not that. I can't think of a better example, like vibe-wise, how I feel about those particular types of games. And those types of games are fun, but I don't have a very long attention span for them. So I don't tend to stick with them very long. So even though I love the aesthetic of Zenless Zone Zero, and it looks like it's going to have a really interesting premise, I'm not sure I'm going to be able to actually stick to it. You know what I mean? I'm probably going to have a better shot at sticking with Star Rail than I will anything else because it's turn-based, and so I can kind of not think about it as much. It feels like it could be potentially more of a casual thing for me. But Zenless Zone Zero just looks really cool. It's just, I don't think I could do it and Genshin at the same time.
Are you useless? Useless.
Yep. Stop warping. It's not nice. Hey! That was mean. That was very mean. How about Fire Emblem? You mean Heroes? I quit Fire Emblem Heroes a while ago. I played that game for like 4 or 5 years, I think, and then I just couldn't anymore. I got so bored. Like, because once you stop being competitive in that game, there's nothing to do. Like, legitimately nothing to do. You're just collecting characters to, I don't know, have them. But at that point, you've got like 800 characters to work with, and so what's the point? So yeah, I just got real bored. If you're asking about Fire Emblem 3 Hopes, then I can basically answer this by saying I have owned 3 Hopes since it came out, and I got to the time skip, and I haven't played since. So, I mean, it's not a bad game. It's just that Xenoblade came out, and I'm just like, I have to prioritize this one. So I'm prioritizing that one. And then, I mean, I will probably play it when I go on a trip or something. We'll see. You know, it's always nice to have something to play when you're on an airplane. What do I think of Alice? Does she look like she'll have lore significance? Do you think she'll be playable? Oh yeah, she'll be lore significant. I'm actually surprised we haven't seen any more about the Hexen Circle, and I'm wondering if it's probably going to wait until we get to Fontaine before they start looking at that. It's interesting. I think Sumeru is really going to be a lot more about whatchamacallit, Irminsul Tree, how the world works, maybe a little bit of traveler history, because I think those things are connected. And quite a bit more about the Fatui's motivations and maybe like the reason why they're acting, what they're trying to accomplish, those sorts of things. I think that's going to be a lot of what Sumeru is going to be, which would mean that Chapter 5 for Fontaine might have a lot more to do with the Hexen Circle. Because I feel like the Hexen Circle is a lot more important than we give it credit for. But I also feel like we need the context of the leyline information in order to do anything with the Hexen Circle. Because, like, if we're right and Gold is actually part of the Hexen Circle alongside Alice and stuff, right? Then we know that Chemia is a very special form of alchemy, and alchemy uses leyline stuff, right? So in order to understand what Gold did or didn't do or tried to do, or what Chemia is, or what Conria was trying to do, like, we need to know all this stuff about the tree and about the energy systems. So, like, I don't think we can even talk about the Hexen Circle until we know that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? So that's kind of what I'm thinking about for that. What do I think makes the world and lore building of this game so great? I think it's just very thorough. You know? It feels very cohesive. They've done a really good job. Hey, though, come on down. I don't really care to use my burst in here. It's not really worth it. It's just really cohesive, you know? Like, they've done a really good job researching everything. They've been very thorough. They've done really good work with, like, planning and foreshadowing and all of that kind of stuff. And the world just feels very rich, right? Like, there's always something new to learn, even though you think you've already discovered everything. I think that's probably, like, what makes it so interesting. It's pretty rare that you get a game that's this thorough while also being accurate, which I think is also an important thing to keep in mind. Because when it comes to other games, like, you can get into the lore and stuff, but you can go through so much Elden Ring lore, for example. But it doesn't mean you're actually going to learn much that pertains to anything outside of Elden Ring, except for maybe some associated, like, Norse mythology or some, you know, some similar things like that. You might learn a little bit about it, but, like, it's not something that you can kind of contextualize outside of the game. I think part of what makes Genshin really cool is that not only is there a lot of stuff to contextualize within the game, there's a lot of stuff to contextualize outside of the game. I think that's probably my biggest draw to it. Oh, I think I did the thing where they, yep. Whoops. Oh, let's just swirl. Let's play Swirl Xiao for a bit. No one auto attacks with Xiao. I wish there was more incentive to, honestly. I think it'd be really cool if if there were more incentives to auto attack with him. Thoughts on the Artifact Strongbox in 3.0? Oh man, I'm excited. I'm gonna keep this. No, I won't. Yes, I will. No, I won't. I won't keep that. Never mind. Xiao Taser Copium. I mean, I had a free-to-play driver Xiao team that had 4 VV and Favonius for a while. That was fun. I think the Artifact Strongbox getting updated is actually really great because for newer players, or for newer players, I think it'll help them be able to kind of keep up with all the different types of artifacts, because they'll be able to farm things like, well, boss materials, right? They'll be able to farm for mostly like boss mats and stuff and just shift their bad gladiator and wanderer's pieces over to like a crimson witch for their pyro DPS. And I feel like that's really, really helpful. And then it's really nice for current players who are, or, you know, longer standing players, because they'll be needing to farm for their dream min-maxed new sets, and they don't really want to waste resin on the older sets. So I think that's good. Also, totally out of topic, what's my favorite team comp for Diluc? I started building him recently. I don't have one yet. I'm still not quite sure where he fits in best. I've been told that he's basically married to Bennett. Especially if you have C6, but I'm not sure about that either. I've used him with some overload teams that I thought have been really fun. Xingqiu's obviously like his go-to support, but I don't know. I haven't been able to get Freeze Diluc to work because he prioritizes Shatter, which is really upsetting to me. I feel like he should prioritize Melt over Shatter. But oh well. You know what? I do have one team that's really fun with Diluc. It's a quick swap Diluc team where you're basically using him as a burst unit and not as an auto attacker. That's been a pretty fun team. And that one is an overload team, mostly because you know, his bird pushes back people anyway, so you may as well, you know, play that up. Not literally married to Bennett. I mean that in like a meta sense. I'm not shipping Diluc and Bennett. I'm just saying that, like, as far as like team comps go, like, I guess Diluc needs to be run with Bennett. I guess it's a better way to put it. Sorry. Wording. I English good. Arjit, thank you for the super chat. Statue of Seven sends leyline energy to Celestia. It stores the energy like a battery, and Archons or other gods can use it through their Gnosis. That seems quite possible, honestly. I think that's very possible, because, like, A said she tried to use it as, like, an energy source, like a generator, and wasn't able to do anything with it. And we know that it doesn't give them any new powers because, well, actually, that's not entirely true. Well, what we do know is that, like, Zhongli and Venti, for example, won their respective Archon Wars and A without using a Gnosis at all. And so the Gnosis ends up being a connection to Celestia. So if Celestia is at all connected to the ley lines and all that other kind of stuff, then that would make sense that the Gnosis are kind of like a catalyst for accessing it. Won't judge me for my taste in ships. Yeah, I've heard that one before.
Feel this ancient power.
It's interesting to me. I feel like I'm a little old in the fandom space, or at least I'm seen as being fairly old in the fandom space. And the most interesting part of that is kind of the culture that's evolved around the whole topic over time. Because, like, when I was younger and when I was the age that most people associate with fandom in general, you know, you got into fandom to have fun and just to, like, enjoy yourself. And you found your little group of people who also enjoyed the same things, and you just kind of, like, squealed in glee together. You know what I mean? But nowadays, it feels like people get into fandoms to make themselves miserable. And I feel like that's a really sad state of affairs, you know? Like, I feel like people have forgotten that fandom was something to make people happy and to have fun in. And it wasn't something where you go around creating these Puritan cliques, you know, trying to make other people feel bad about themselves for any reason whatsoever. And it doesn't only apply to shipping, it applies to all sorts of things. People just even enjoying certain types of games or certain types of animes or like whatever it is. I feel like shaming people for things they like, no matter what they are, is... I don't want to say it's a new thing, but like I feel like it's the popular thing now, and I just come from a different time when that wasn't a thing, and so it feels very foreign and very, very sad to me that that's kind of the current state of where things are at. So I don't know. So I try to stay out of the debates if and where I can, just because I don't really like the state of things, you know. I just really miss the era of seeing things you didn't like and just deciding to not interact with them rather than to just scream at people. I feel like that was... I don't want to say a better time, but it felt better to be a part of fandom back then. Because of that, you know. I didn't intend to farm specters, but here I am farming specters. Yeah, there have always been people like that. I just feel like people like that weren't as common, but maybe I just didn't interact with enough circles where that was the case. Like that's definitely possible. It just feels so much more mainstream now to do that. And I guess that's the part that makes me really sad. Like, if someone wants to play League of Legends, let them play League of Legends. If someone wants to play Elden Ring, let them play Elden Ring. If someone wants to play Genshin, let them play Genshin. Like, I just don't understand why things end up being somebody else's business. You know what I mean? Cancel culture is a new meta. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of what it boils down to, isn't it? Hi. Can I get out of here? Anyway. Do I think there's any chance for the Yakshas to be playable? Like, will they revive their spirits or something? Or did Hoyoverse just throw away 4 amazing character designs? I have a video you might like coming out. Yeah, Capitano theory time. Yeah, exactly. Low-key. It's so weird because the more I look into the whole Capitano theory thing that I had originally, like I had started that a whole thing out as like crack, like, oh my god, look, these things look alike. They must be the same, right? And then now it's looking like that's possible, and that's just so strange. Oh, hi, Flower. You gonna come say hi to me? Or are you gonna be like my dogs? You're gonna be like my dogs and just kind of like stay in one space. Okay. That's fine. Zoom. I make the comment about my dog because Fenris has basically been in here like the whole time, but she like won't come over to see me. She's just like laying in a corner, staring at me and then sleeping and then staring at me and sleeping and staring at me and sleeping. She won't come say hi. She's mad. She's probably not mad, but she wants to go for a thing. It's not time yet. Where do you think we're going to meet each Harbinger? I mean, we're obviously going to meet Dottore and Sumeru, or at least if we don't, I'm going to be extremely sad. I hope we meet Scaramouche again in Sumeru. That would be great. Who else? I feel like it's going to be a while before we see Capitano. Like a long while. I think Sandrone would be great for Fontaine. That would be my guess. Arlecchino, I feel like, is going to be between Fontaine and Sumeru. And I think we'll probably meet Pantalone. I think we'll meet him soon. Don't you? Pantalone? We should meet him soon, I feel like. Maybe not, but like, I don't feel like we'll meet him in Sumeru, but I feel like we'll meet him during 3 point something. Who do I think is the most powerful Archon? Zhongli. Like, on raw strength, probably Zhongli. Because if you think about it, he basically has a more or less impregnable defense. So he can just wear you down. So someone like A who has a lot of firepower, like maybe she'd be able to bust through his shield once or twice, but like she's basically a glass cannon. He'd wear her down over time. And Venti himself has already stated that he's like the weakest. So he believes himself to be weak, so he's probably weak-ish, you know? And then we just don't know enough about anybody else. I don't think the Tsaritsa would be particularly powerful either, seeing as she doesn't have the confidence to take things on by herself. So, yeah. Venti also isn't honest, that's true. But I would argue that if Venti is related at all to the god of time, he's probably just a fragment of time, which would make him like a fragment of her power, which to me suggests that he could be more powerful than everybody else, but he's currently only operating at like a fraction of his capacity anyway. So I think that in his current form, he is probably weak. I think he's telling the truth there. But I think that in his proper form, he could probably give anyone a very good run for their money. But I do think in terms of raw power, Zhongli is probably the strongest. But power isn't everything, you know? Like, if Kusanali really does have power over ley lines, like control over them, and she has control over dreams and memories and all that other kind of stuff, it's very possible that she could be particularly powerful, even though she doesn't have, like, a lot of raw power, you know what I mean? Because screwing with someone's perception of reality can give you a massive advantage in battle. So I feel like this is kind of why I don't like to do power tier lists, right? Because a lot of it's really subjective. How much do you think tactics matter in battle versus just raw power, right? How much do you think manipulating the battlefield matters compared to, you know, being able to just blow something up at will? So I think about that a lot. Like, Xiao is obviously very powerful, right? But there are characters who I think could beat him in a fight, not because they're stronger than him, but because they could probably outmaneuver him, right? I will say this. I do think that the Yakshas will be playable. I have this weird feeling about all these dead characters not actually being as dead as we think they are. How much more powerful are gods than humans? You know what? I actually have been thinking about this a lot. I think the difference in power between gods and humans is actually big in terms of raw power. But I would say that in terms of, like... I would say in terms of power potential, humans far outweigh gods. Because I feel like gods have a limited capacity. Like, I don't think they can get much stronger than they are. I think gods basically are as strong as they get, and then that's that. Whereas humans are basically untapped bundles of potential. You know what I mean? Whoa. I'm stuck. What is happening? I found a chest I didn't know about. Okay. Whoops. I went diagonal. I didn't mean to go diagonally. That was my bad. Reset. No. Hey, I walked on the other one. That's mean. Okay, fine. I will accept defeat. I will walk on the tiles properly, like a good grid-based person in a non-grid world. Whoop. Okay. Now, what did that do? The real question. Okay, I see. There's a bunch of these. Got it. Give me this. Mine. Whoa.
Quality here.
Oh, okay. I see. Well, that's fine. Let's do this one first. Which island do I like the most? Oh, I honestly,
If it's useful, I'll take it.
it's between Mona and Fischl's. It's definitely between Mona and Fischl's. Oh, I see. So it won't let me do that. Okay. Gotcha. Well. There. There we go. Do. Give me my chest. Give me my loot. Mine.
Certainly worth the extra mile.
Indeed. I got 5 whole primo gems. 5 whole gemaroonies. Seemed to be such an optimist and humble person. You became an inspiration for me a little bit. I mean, that's gonna go to my head. You know, I don't claim to be either of those things, honestly. It's just that, like, I feel like life's too short to be pessimistic about everything. You know, like, I just want to be happy. And since I want to be happy, I'm going to put effort forth into being happy. As for being humble, I'm probably not that humble, honestly. I think I got all this stuff here. Most likely. Methinks I got all the things. Maybe I got all the things. Yeah, I think I got all the things. Cool. I think there's like 230 chests or something in the archipelago, which is nuts. Because, like... Okay, listen. No, not this one. I am still missing a friggin' conch. And I have no idea where it is. Well, that's not true. I do actually know where it is. It's in Mona's thing. But Mona's island scares me. Mona's island is painful. Like, I know the conch is in here somewhere. I just don't know where it is. I'll probably try and go and find... I'll probably go find it and try and get my last 4 chests in here. Later. But, like, for me, there's almost no point in trying to use chests or, like, guides for this right now. Because, like, I've already collected so many chests and all that, like... I feel like if I tried to use a guide, it would take me so long to find everything. It would be so aggravating and so tedious that I don't want to bother. So to me, I'm looking at it like, is it worth, like, how many extra? Like, a couple hundred primo gems? Probably not. Sumeru prediction video. I've already made a Sumeru prediction video. What, you want another one? You want 3? I already made one. Yeah, this is still live. I'm not gonna be live for that much longer though. Mostly because I'm hungry and I want to go eat something. So I'm gonna go get food. Also, I've done basically everything that I set out here to do today. I've put in my speculations for this next thing. I think what I'll do, I'll tell you what. I think what I'll do is I'll combine all of my little post-video thoughts. Or not post-video thoughts, but post-stream trailer thoughts as I was going through them. As more like a stream highlights recap sort of thing. So I'm not gonna make like a proper video on it. I won't make a proper video on it. I don't have time. I'm technically supposed to be on break right now. And even so, I'm trying to write a couple theories ahead of time. So that I have something in the queue for Sumeru. Because it's going to take me a while to go through Sumeru stuff and Sumeru's lore and the quests and all that kind of stuff and just compile things. It's going to take a while, you know? So I want to have some theories in the queue. I think that's important. I'm just running around in circles at this point. What else is new? Hi. Smish. I want that. I don't quite know what I'm placing in the water. Am I placing myself in the water? Is that what this is? Like, I don't... That part confuses me. Do 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 do. Man, you guys have so much HP. It's just unnecessary. We're just gonna sit here and overload him to death, I guess. Yep. Oh yeah, I guess it could be the place in the water that you're going to. That could work too. I didn't read it like that. English is fun. English is fun. English is fun. Place is noun or verb. Yeah. That's kind of what I mean. I didn't think of it as a noun, but I thought of it as a verb. But it could be both. Either way, it still is kind of a weird way to say that. But anyway. All right, guys. I think I'm gonna head off for now. I did what I set out to do. I'll do a stream highlights this time. I don't usually do one. I'll do one. And yeah. So thank you guys so much for showing up. Thanks for coming to hang out. I do have some videos coming for you as soon as I come off break. I'm gonna get shot. Joke's on you, Mr. Churl. Oh, by the way, welcome to all new members. If you are a member of this channel, you do get access to our Discord. So make sure that you follow the instructions on the community tab to figure out how to do that. If you have any questions, do let me know. And I hope to see you guys in there. But until then, I'll see you guys later. Goodbye. I'm leaving now. Farewell. If I can